This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
All right, what's up, everybody? It is Open Comms. It's Friday. All right, and it's also Burn Jita and Incubus. Thanks for the 33 months. Holy shit. Yeah, Burn Jita.
He's like, it's Friday. Pause.
Yeah, well, I was I remembered from last week my mic was a little loud, so I was turning it down. And Brisk, 11 months.
Oh, Andy says, Dirk, I'll see you in Toronto. Is that a confirmation, Brisk?
Oh,
it is.
I thought you were already confirmed.
You guys can hear it here first. I'm running for CSM again. So
oh shit!
I'm running for CSM again, so therefore I'll be in Toronto.
It was a question.
No, it wasn't a question. No,
it was no question.
Brisk, you're like one of the bomb CSMs. We knew you were doing it.
Nobody does one.
Or we would have no idea.
We would have been to your house.
Aerith and Nom and the guys convinced me. So there you go.
Kesmo, thanks for the sub. Hyper. So
how many subs? Let's continue.
You and Steve King didn't know if you were running again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can open up with a shot for the Burgita. So
no, for the subs. Yes.
Well, we can't take shots for subs, Rain.
We're not supposed to do that.
But I'm thirsty.
We can do a shot.
Yeah. So basically, the background we got. I just got a thing flying around, and I'm not in Goons or in Imperium, so I don't get any of the heads up of what gates or gangs are happening on. So I'll be. But Hyper Viper is in one of the fleets ganking. And so we can swap over to his thing when he goes on a fleet.
Or is he watching?
Wait, Drayden, can I critique your fucking shit stream? Click on the gate, click on orbit mode, click on look at gate, and then kind of zoom in.
I haven't messed with the camera. I could go like this.
Just click on the gate and then click on the look at.
Looking at anything.
Yeah, look
click
at
on
the
look at.
No, what do you? No, Drayden, look at the gate.
Oh my
Zoom in on the gate.
Okay.
This is why do orbital mode. Okay, there. That's a little better. Okay.
I don't know. Camera shit.
Scroll back.
No, the other out.
Okay. By the way, let me just explain to everybody why we're doing things the way that we're
trying to not select the gates because then people can know where I'm at.
Do that.
Obviously, it is Burn Jita. Okay, we want to be able to show some of what's going on at Burn Jita. We do not have really high production fucking value on this show. This show is based upon really good shit talking and drinking and just having a good fucking time. We're not good with cameras and shit like that. We're not Boat who had 4 freaking cameras up before and had all kinds of shit going on. We're not talking stations over on that other channel and shit like that. We don't have high production value. That's just the fucking way it is. But
we're gonna try. People in this stream are blacklisted, so
we're gonna try. And we're gonna have some. We're gonna have Drayden and his static cameras if he can figure out how to freaking look at.
I know how to look at stuff. I was just zoomed out for a second.
And then when Hyper Viper, who's in one of the fleets, because he's the only one that we have right now who can be in a fleet, I guess, except Brisk or whatever, and he's too much a fucking man.
What are you fighting?
When he goes active, we're gonna take you first person. We're gonna take you first person to the action.
It's gonna be great
with Snuffed and Los.
Can I point out Hyper Viper's also really smart and he has a ship with the skin on it, so you're gonna get some really pretty fucking graphics.
Blood Raiders.
By the way, what's everybody drinking tonight?
Tito's.
Yeah, I got Tito's.
You're drinking Tito's straight?
Yeah, I got Tito's straight, and then if this tends to run out, I have a little bit of Jaeger.
Yeah, so you got the sweater one because you're out there in Idaho.
No, I don't have the sweater one. That's
not you. Not you. I got the eye wrong.
Oh.
I got the Hornitos.
The girl who hung it up.
And I got some Lucky Buddha beer.
Show the Lucky Buddha. Show the Lucky Buddha.
Okay, hold on.
I got a 4 Loko to start with. Cause fuck it.
It's a little Buddha.
I'm just getting into it. What is that? Hold on. What's the bottle? Like, is the bottle kind
of? It's a Buddha.
Like mold?
It's a Buddha.
Oh, nice.
That boot is pretty impressive. I like it.
But yeah, anyways. So
oh yeah, you want to switch over to me?
Oh no, it's Chinese.
Hold on, switch over to him. Apparently we've got some activity already early in the night.
Shit. He's undocking. Okay.
He's undocking.
Group your guns.
Give a little. No, he's not. He doesn't have his guns grouped.
Oh shoot. Oh, I was lied to. My amazing relay from Karma screwed it up. 1 second. Getting this ready to go. Sorry, continue. Well, I
got all the sounds tonight. That's pretty cool.
No, that's LB who's got some stuff going on.
So that was a false alarm then?
That was a false alarm. Sorry about that.
It's all this shit on your screen, dude. Like, we got all this stuff on your screen.
It's because of like the green screen and the delay and stuff. So that's what's like the black.
No, but he's got like chat stuff going on there. It's really zoomed in, like he's got bad vision or something.
That's
Jesus, we are freaking horrible at this shit.
No, that's
but
how
anyways,
I play.
Burn Jita. Does anybody know what number Burn Jita is? This is the 6th, right? The 6th Burn Jita.
2012 was the first one, so this is the 7th.
No.
Did you guys know that Aerith created?
Wait, hold on. What are we seeing on screen there? We're seeing a little ball of stuff. Never mind. Whatever. Nobody knows what the fuck it is. That's not enough to kill anything. So it's just joking.
They're leaving.
Yeah. So this is the 6th Burn Jita because there was a Burn Amar one year. So this is the 7th one that has happened. The first one was in fact in 2012.
I should probably jump through because those are not capsules. Those are ships.
Don't fucking jump through. Then you just run the risk of losing your screen and shit like that. Believe me. Yeah. So this has been going on. This has been going on for a while. This is something that Mini Love originated with Mini Love. There is a story out there that Aerith tells, like all stories that Aerith tells, about how Aerith is the one that came up with the whole freaking idea and things like that, and he very well may have.
He did. He told me that 5 times.
Well, I know he told you that. He told us that in Talking in Stations too. But like Aerith, like honestly, the sun came up. Aerith will tell you he did that.
Why don't you believe him?
So here's
because he tells you that about everything.
He's the most humble person in Eve.
Wasn't
wasn't
Aerith's idea to bake the planet in 6 days, then rest in 7?
Exactly.
So
actually, God came up with 7, and Aerith's like, "Fuck it, let's do it in 6."
We could do it in 6. Yeah.
Clarification. So apparently, the first Burn Jita in 2012, Mini Love was formed after it because it was so successful. So Mini Love became after that, and then
I thought Mini Love actually existed prior to that. It was involved in Hulkageddon.
According to at least as a group itself, it was on the wiki or Goon Wiki. It doesn't say until after the 2012 Burn Jita that they got formed.
Okay.
So it was developed because of a vanity wear, wasn't it? Like skins and shit. Jita was the concept of Jita Band was derived from CCP doing some skins or some sort of vanity wear.
No.
The
Monocle Gate was different.
Yeah,
I think it had something to do with the ice interdiction.
And here's something. A couple of days ago on Talking at Stations, there's probably some people out there that may have been listening to it at the time. I don't even fucking know. And there were like 4 different variations of like kind of where Burn Jita came from, right? And it's because there's a whole bunch of freaking misremembering from several years ago, and the fact that there's not actually a what I thought would have been, because I went looking for it to make sure we had tonight, but it apparently doesn't exist, and that is a written history on the Goon Wiki. For where it came from, and
if it's on the Goon Wiki, that means it's legit, right?
Well,
oh yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Having read some of the stuff on there about kind of the origins of the Great War, and things like they've got a history out there that somebody attempted to keep at one point, and I think this is one of the things that actually needs to be out there, just to give Aerith his fucking due. Because he did come up with kind of an economic reason for why this should happen. But the first one happened not too long after the Mittani and the Wizard Hat at FanFest occurred. And a lot of people link them together when in fact the idea for Burn Jita happened before it, and then when it was actually put into place following his removal from the CSM was maybe coincidental in timing, or timing got changed because of it or whatever, but it was already in play before any of that happened. But the point is that, look, this is something that got dreamt up a long time ago. There are other things out there like Hulkageddon, which was a contest for how many freaking like Hulk, or Exhumer type people you can kill, miners you can kill, and shit like that. Where there were payouts for it over the course of a couple weeks and shit like that. There were other things like the Galenti Ice interdiction and whatnot. But this now has become the kind of like, the big one every year. Burn Jita. Or burn, Amar 1.
Burn everything inside.
I'm thinking right now it's burn perimeter, because that's the second fleet of coercers that have gone into perimeter. I think, and like when I was watching Boat, a bunch of ganks were happening in perimeter. I think they're just catching everyone in there before they get to Jita.
Yeah, and also I think last year, we each year they've always set a record. I think last year, if I remember right, I think we did over 1 trillion Iskin kills of jump freighters.
I thought it was 700 billion or something like that last year.
Maybe I'm
stop rounding down, Dirk. Jesus.
Because, dude, I go out and fucking read stuff before I come on a show.
I don't believe you.
I do. Read. I believe it was 700 and something billion, which was over the year before, but I also think it was like 3.5 hours longer than the year before or something like that.
Oh, and Nanok, thanks for the sub.
Drayden, move your mouse so like there's not the menu thing.
Oh, Jesus, Drayden.
I know, if only you had somebody here who streamed big events and stuff.
Well,
like
we try and hire good people, but you know what? We can't.
Well, hold on. Like, you see a ball of Concord police. Like, is
dude,
it's not like it's not like the menu's getting in the way of anything. You want to see the Caldari.
Everything else fades.
I know. I'm just saying.
Anyways.
She's going OCD on me.
You should have let Rain do this camera thing, Drayden, because you're really bad at it.
It's hard. It's hard to have other people.
It is hard.
He's the local source, so it's a lot easier to go through there.
She's an AT commentator. She knows how to do this.
Right?
My point is like right at this moment, what is there to camera on?
So we can see fleets and shit.
A ball of Concord.
Can you change your You could change your overview maybe to show player ships, so that maybe we can see like when people warp in and out, like that way we can see freighters.
Well, I have on this I have it set to show freighters and orcas, because I figure like showing a bunch of other random stuff is.
I see. Okay.
Or there, Fenrir. There's a freighter.
Somebody get that bitch.
Get him.
But yeah, anyways, so what's really amusing, and we've been laughing about this for years, like and the people on this show have been in and out, of the Imperium over time, to where we've done our time in Burn Jitas and things like that. It's always funny, right? I have no fear whatsoever on this show of having communicated ahead of time, or tonight, stay away from fucking Jita. Look, if you're somebody out there who is not rolling with the crew and is, trying to fly something, as I tell people, of any value whatsoever, just avoid the place. Like, I got no problem telling listeners that, right? Because we know that the other 75% of this game that doesn't read things, that doesn't listen to things, that doesn't watch things, that doesn't pay attention, is going to fucking die here. So we will always have that.
Yep. Looks like this might end up being one. Fenrir came through, and there's a Vicarial bump in it. So
can you put your mouse over who it is?
It is Chrysicle. Chrysicle?
Dead guy named Chrysicle.
I think it's Chrysicle.
Can we get a warp in? Can a brother get a warp in?
I'm too far away to get a look at, but I got the gate. I got the gate set, so we can watch.
So some stuff that we've already done today. We've already killed a max tanked Ark. So full A-type low slave. I don't know if slave pod, but we killed him. We sent 2 full fleets and just melted him. So there is nothing safe from us. Even the max tank, we don't even care if there's only like 1 Triton inside of the freighter. We will destroy it.
No.
So for those who are unaware,
this isn't about killing what's inside. This is not a normal gank scenario where you were trying to measure, like, is this worth it? Because literally every big ship is worth it.
Are you landing on grid? So we can actually see Hyper Viper's screen too from our end.
I don't think it is.
I'm trying to catch up with people.
Okay.
My relay is failing me, so I'm trying to catch up.
Drayden, scroll out on that thing.
On this.
On the Ark. Well,
it's a Fenrir.
No, he got. I'm sorry. Yeah, on the Fenrir, he said.
I was just trying to see if hyper.
Right, so
we get
so we have a Macarial there. So for
two Macarials are bumping it.
We have two Macarials that are out there that are bumping it. They're bumping it off of the gate number 1, and 2, hopefully off of a line to anything that it can.
Oh yeah, he's going like perpendicular to the way he's facing. He's not aligning to shit right now.
What is the point of burn Jitta? Just to blow shit up? It is just to blow shit up within high security space. To show that, you know what, if people really want to do it, they can in EVE Online.
Oh, here comes the gank squad.
It's like, what's the point of EVE Online?
So, like, look at the rapid fire of the you've entered space, criminals aren't at all, like a rapid fire of like 50 of those. So I think the gank squad just jumped into system. To
switch over to me, Drayden. Switch over to me.
We're switching over to our man on the scene.
All right, it's a little choppy, but we got it.
It's gonna die.
What are you seeing, Hyper Viper? Tell us what you're seeing.
I've seen we're warping.
It's
somewhere.
just gonna die.
You're warping.
What's happening?
It's an ugly planet, a goon planet.
No. I see Crystal Fenrir. Is that the one that you're at?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm gonna swap.
Unless there's another Fenrir we need to know about.
Okay, I'm swapping back to mine because your screen is really choppy, and I'm actually watching this one. Here he goes.
There it is. Watch it melt. Oh,
there's a Charon now too.
Scroll in,
Charon.
See the explosion.
Popping! All the ships are
bodies come out.
Oh shit! Look at all the Concord shit going on.
Look at that! Oh, look at
the
pretty screen.
I'm dead.
Oh, you guys got it though. Look at him. He's
Why
dead.
Is there a shark right in our face, Drayden?
Green, scroll out.
No, I'm making sure we got the explosion. Pop! There he goes.
Oh, yeah,
Boom.
you got him.
Look at that. Went up like a keep start.
Boom. So,
oh man, look at that. That's actually a badass explosion.
For some people that aren't familiar with HiSec, 0.9 security and 1 security is like the highest, like quickest response. So you really have maybe 10, 15 seconds max.
I see you,
kill the target.
By the way, I see you.
And that is the thing. Okay, so for people out there who do not understand, right? Within EVE Online, you've got different security bands that are out there, right? This I'm trying to think. Jitta is a 0.9?
0.9, yeah.
Yeah, Jitta is a 0.9. So it's not a 1.0 like Perimeter and New Caldari, which are right outside of it, but it is a 0.9. And that is really high in the security level, which means that if you attack another ship, the space police are going to be there super fucking quick. And their job is basically to jam you, to keep you from warping away, and then to kill you. Okay? These are the NPC police, all right? And the higher the security band, the faster they will arrive to make that happen, okay? So in this particular scenario, each one of those pilots might not have gotten off more than 1 shot. Maybe they got off 2, depending on the situation, okay? But they may have only gotten off 1 shot, which is why you see entire fleets. But these are cheap fleets. These are like throwaway ships, basically, that are going out there and killing these things in mass. Now, normally you wouldn't have this. It wouldn't be a thing of 500 pilots coming to shoot one particular ship.
All right, now here's here's the can flipper, the mammoth. So he's coming to get the loot. Now I don't know what happened here. A rookie ship came in. Orchid L's Ibis came in, and then he instantly exploded. So I don't know if he shot someone and then Concord got him, or
now, somebody out there is saying
smart bombers on the gate because I saw Hyper Viper's pod.
I think he's far enough away from the gate there, and I would have seen the smart bomb explosions. I think he tried to loot this wreck, which gave him maybe criminal status, and maybe the Macarial popped him.
Yeah, he would do that.
The one who is odd is saying Jitta's response is faster than 1.0 system because it plays by special rules. Look, I'm not going to say that's not possible, what you're saying. I would need to see something that kind of proved that out, okay? Because Crime Watch and Concord Response and things like that are as far as we know based on the same set of fucking rules. There's not special rules just because it says Jitta on it.
I was gonna say, is there something that affects the way, like, because all the police are here, so if you gank someone in a 0.9, it will be slightly faster or whatever because all the police are sitting here?
Look.
Or does
if they're already sitting there,
if they're already sitting there, does that mean they instantly respond, or is it like
that's why they?
If the police are already sitting there or really nearby, right? Because Here.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Jitta.
I can't believe you guys don't understand all this high sex stuff.
You're in Jitta. You're in Jitta. You've just created a massacre on a gate, and all of the Concord are over there investigating the massacre that you just did. Okay. And then you go one like gate over that's really freaking close and shit like that. And then you do it again. They're not that far away from you. The police respond fast. Just like, look, if they're down on the corner and then you shoot your wife, they're there much quicker than if, like, you know, a bank robbery happened across town.
They went a dark alley really quickly.
That's how it freaking works.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a shot. I'm not gonna do a shot every time a freighter dies, but rip that
We're
freighter.
We're not doing a shot for every kill, but we are gonna do a shot for another burn Jitta. I'm gonna throw it out there for Opus Magnum's birthday. Happy birthday, Opus.
No.
He's 32 years
and you
young.
know what? I'm not even sure if it was a
That's
real
a
birthday or if
weird-ass
like that guy
noise.
lives on his Eve character birthday, but whatever.
Open mic.
Shots.
Yeah, so shots.
Shots.
And for that kill.
Oh, it's Bargist.
And for those people who, like, you know, did their multi-month
Oh wait,
donations
looks like
to
we
the
might
fund.
have another freighter. This Charon is getting bumped by a Bargist, so I think we got another kill coming.
So we'll
soon.
wait around. We'll wait
Now-
around.
So
for
what
that.
people
We
have
don't
to
have anything else
remember,
to do but wait around.
what people have to remember, so the criminal timer is the red timer you get whenever you kill a pod or gank in high sec. That lasts for 15 minutes. So the squad that just ganked that last Fenrir or whatever
Have to
it
wait
was
theirs out.
they cannot gank this one. So they
So
either have to use
right now,
different
why don't you just
characters
quick
or
flip
different
That
over?
squad.
sucks.
Quick
Missing a
flip
good one.
over and show where Hyper Viper is.
He's sitting in a station. So you can see in the upper left, there's gonna be a red skull with this
Look,
timer
okay.
around it.
So right now he's sitting in the station, waiting at his timer, probably fitting up the next ship in
He's
line
already
to
in
be
it,
able to
yeah.
go out. He's got 15 minutes before he can do that. Now, look, he could literally undock right now and go out into space, but he'll be flashy as a convict.
Criminal. It'll be a
Oh,
criminal.
yeah.
You
Criminal
convict.
timer.
Actually, I think
You
his criminal
convict
timer
you.
may have. Did his criminal timer just go off, and now he's only suspect?
No,
No,
it's
no,
his
no,
criminal
yeah.
timer. So if you have the red thing,
Can you
Concord
not
and
see the
NPC
red thing in
police
the upper
will
left
attack
corner,
you
Dirk?
no
Are you
matter
fucking
what.
blind?
Oh,
Wait,
no,
well, hold on.
yeah,
I just
no,
switched back real
missed
quick.
that. I just saw a timer go off. I didn't see which one it was, and then he flipped over.
Another one.
Yeah. I swapped back really quick. They didn't even get a gank squad in for this one. I think that freighter.
It just.
They
Was
just killed it.
suspect? Was
I
suspect?
think it came in to try to loot stuff or something because it just popped. I was wondering because I saw it getting nuded out by the Macario. I was like, if the Macarios are shooting it,
Dominarch with 14 months. Thank you, motherfucker.
thanks, Dom. Yeah, if the carriers are shooting it, or the Macarios,
Four
not the
Loko.
carriers.
14-month loco.
Oh, the tractor beam. I was like, where's this wreck going?
It's funny.
Is that from a mobile
I need
deep?
to fucking
Okay, yeah,
shave.
it is. I was a tractor unit. I was like wondering. I was thinking maybe someone had a Noctis out here.
Maybe the freighter dueled somebody. Agreed.
I don't know.
There's,
Yeah,
there's always you know what? What's really funny about Burn Jitta Weekend is that there are so many ways that freighters and things like that could die. Like they can just make a mistake and like duel somebody. They can get killed like normally. There's so many ways. They can just jump into the system and go oh fuck and then like self-destruct.
Yeah, I mean, we had there was
Amadeus, thank you for 7 months.
There was a jump freighter that we were hunting earlier that it was slippery. It took us, I think, a half hour or 40 minutes to get it. It logged off. We aggressed it, so it went to dead space, but couldn't log off because it had aggression timer. And it took us so long to bump it and keep it aggressed, and then we killed it, and it was quite a worthwhile kill.
Oh, we
It
got
took
3
like
orcas.
40 minutes or something.
That is something that we should probably address here. Okay, so in EVE Online, when you jump through a freaking gate, right, and you sit there and go, oh yeah, I want to warp to Jitta 4.4 so I can sell my stuff. Like, you hit that button, and number one, you have now put yourself into warp mode. Okay, so you don't have really control of your ship. You can't click off into space and be like, but wait a second, what? Okay, you've now put yourself into an automated warp mode. Okay, and in this case, if somebody bumps you off of your line, all right, now obviously you're at least 12 kilometers away from the gate, so therefore you can't jump back out into.
All right, hold on a second. I want to talk to these guys in chat. Look,
good.
Don't give me this horse shit about ganking or logging into I can only log into Jitta. No, okay.
Not true.
This type of thing is not. It's not going to hurt player retention. It's not going to kill anybody. The fact is,
it'll hurt
all the data demonstrates that being ganked or PvPing or getting into a fight where you lose a ship doesn't cause people to quit the game. It's not going to happen. So don't worry about it. It's 1 or 2 days when you do Burn Jita.
I mean, it could, but statistically it says it doesn't.
Exactly. This is not something that people go, oh my god, I'm never playing this game again. I died on the Jita undock. It doesn't happen.
New players don't
Let
fly
us tell
freighters.
you a story that happened earlier
Looks like
today.
an orca might go down.
Let us tell you a story that happened earlier today, and I think Hyper Viper, you were the one that actually posted it in our research channel that we have on the Open Com show.
Yeah.
And that was a guy died, and literally like 20 minutes later, he died in a freighter again.
Oh yes. Oh, he's Igor or something like that.
Yeah. So Isor, ISOR, something or other. Yeah.
We killed him. He was our first big, well, at least my fleet's first big kill. 14.5 billion ish. We're like, great, and they're like, oh, that's something here.
That's pretty
Wait,
cool.
That dude undocked again. And
Orca,
we're like, really?
Orca, we know you.
Yeah, Orca's getting bumped. This Typhoon's bumping this Orca. So.
Typhoon's bumping him, holy shit.
Yeah, look at now he's a little angled, but
aggression. Abush's aggression, so he can't even jump the gate.
Scroll out, Drayden.
I'm keeping it as zoomed in as I can without.
No, hold on. Just keep it in visual, but like
Look at him go.
Active camera. I can.
No, Orcas are cool, man. He just needs to lie down. He's good, man. He lines out.
He's been looking for Celestials. Be like, but what's my transversal? How am I gonna do this? Look at the thrust coming out of my back end, but I'm not heading in that direction. How does physics work?
So anyway, this guy, he died 2 times to us within 45 minutes and lost like 22 billion-ish worth of stuff. He was carrying more and more freight, and it's just like, dude, like, did you not learn the first time? Well, I guess we'll teach you.
And that is really the question that is always asked, right? Because this happens every year. People with the same names, therefore the same characters, fucking die multiple times in Burn Jita. And it's like, this is supposed to be an educational experience. How were you not educated?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's broadcasted. There's INN articles. It's public. Usually people post on Reddit about it. We make it public to an extent. And it's like, oh, wait, why is this happening to me?
Yeah,
like,
why is me explaining what Rise and everybody else has put out in 2015 that we all saw at eVegas, me explaining for CCP? I don't get it. I mean, am I not allowed to contradict bad information that people are putting out that's not true?
No, you're breaking into jail with that because you're saying that you're acting on behalf of CSM.
But I'm not. I'm not acting on behalf of CSM. I'm
Okay,
telling
I'll
you what I know. Anybody else could say
CCP
it.
Rise said
The data was public.
that
I'm not
gang
telling
helps
anything
player retention. There, I said. Now I'm not speaking for CSM.
2015. I mean, that was in Vegas.
That was 2015. I thought it was like 2017.
Typhoon's doing nice work.
That, but I thought it was 2015.
The Vargas keeps missing.
Hold on a second.
It was in a Vegas speech, not anything NDA.
It was a questionable stat. Okay, everybody at the time questioned elements of the stat. Okay, we did. All right, but yes, he did say that.
I
think he said it
blindly.
But if you keep explaining for CCP, they don't explain. So
I'm not explaining for CCP. I am contradicting people who are saying things that data that has been put out.
People are saying, hey, my anecdotal evidence. And we're saying, hey, CCP's evidence. That's what's happening.
We're given stats that demonstrate that people get killed, stick around longer, than when somebody says, oh, we're losing players because of Burn Jita. That's horseshit.
Hang on, we don't have any stats. That's the problem. We just don't have any stats. So
no, but
it's
they
all
do.
Speculation. Yeah.
It's not. I don't know if Frisk has stats.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Before we get off into something crazy,
why can't you take anything at face value that the CCP puts up? Why did you
Why should you take anything at face value? Why should any of us take anything at face value?
Exactly. Why would we have? Why would? It
doesn't mean that we have to question every. It doesn't mean that we have to.
Why do we assume that people are lying when they're?
It doesn't mean that we have to.
No. But why?
Because people can read statistics in different ways depending on what it is they are specifically looking for, right?
Okay, I'm not. We're not talking about trying to spin shit.
The
fact is,
about this. It's
they
about
had.
this, right?
They showed the stats.
Because in EVE Online, everybody assumes
shit.
people are spinning shit.
EVE's dying since 2003. Okay, like that's all we know.
There's
still people playing 15 years later, but it's dying.
But not everything is also the statistics that people want to put out there too.
Right? It's also about.
But we can agree to that, yes.
No, Dirk, you're full of shit.
without Brisk just trying to be a CSM on behalf.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not
trying to be a white knight.
Listen, because Mossy got into this with me the other day. The bottom line is this: I don't represent CCP. I represent the players. At the same time, I am sick to fucking death of all of the crybaby bullshit. Oh my God, Eva's dying. Nobody cares. The game sucks. Blah 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 blah. Horseshit that's been all over the place on Reddit. I don't want to hear the negativity because it's not true.
Is that your opening line for CSM to next CSM? Is that the opening speech for it?
I don't know.
Because I mean, at the end of the day,
I'm fine with. I have no problems putting that out there. I just did.
Brisk, hold on, real quick. We are going to interrupt
something.
What?
Interrupt you guys all. I have Joe Painter, a person running Burn Jita, coming on right now, so he's gonna give us a brief spiel, so then he can.
Mossy, we are going to get off into the subject that you're going to find some meat into soon, but right now we are going to go over into Joe Painter, who I believe is 16th in line for the head of Mini Love, who's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on out here.
Thanks, Joe.
And he's muted because he's fucking horrible like Mini Love.
What? Guys can't even unmute the poor guy.
Jesus, they're terrible.
I didn't really. I just dragged him.
I think he's got the push talk set.
There we go.
Hello, Jim.
No, we can't hear you.
No. His push to talk is set. I don't check your options. Make sure that the right microphone is set.
Disable Zoom.
Stop talking in.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
How are you guys doing?
Hey, Joe Painter.
Good. You actually sound decent. I thought you were gonna sound like Hyper Viper. We have to kick you off.
Whoa, fuck you too, dude.
Hyper, I'm pretty sure, is phoning in every show because that's what he sounds like to me.
Is it that bad? Again?
Dude,
yeah,
it's still always. This is never different. It's
you know what, dude? And you can't even blame it on a mic because, like, we heard you in person. That's just how you sound.
No.
You sound distant even when you're standing right next to somebody.
Anyways, continue, Joe. Sorry.
I don't know. I was invited here. Was I supposed to?
Joe.
Tell us about Burn.
Tell us who you are. Hold on. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. Tell us what you got going on right now and why we should care. Your elevator pitch.
Oh, okay. I'm Joe Painter. I'm the director of the Ministry of Love, which is the ISEC ganking sig in the Imperium. This is an event we run every year called Burn Jita, where we gank freighters for 72 hours. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty terrible at the same time. Why you should care? It's HiSec. HiSec's cool. HiSec's fun. Killing freighters.
Joe, as a director of Mini Love, what is your? No, I'm just kidding. Like, legit, I don't care. But like, do you do any like planning? Like, what's the planning up to this? Like, you just like seeding ships and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like essentially right after the last Burn Jita 5. It was around this time that last year we started accumulating coursers again. So by now we've made 62,000 of them for this event. Other than that, it's just admin and busy work. So making threads, anchoring citadels, etc.
When you say accumulating them, like are you buying them from HiSec
we build them all.
Makers?
We build them all.
Jeez, come on, man. It's like
gotta keep it in the family.
Can't you help the local fucking worker?
Look at this Orca, dude. He's so fucking chill right now.
Can't you make HiSec great again?
How much have we killed so far, Joe?
Like 200 bill probably.
Oh dang!
It's U.S. time zone now, so the traffic's really slow. But yeah, EU time zone was cranking along, but now it's slowed down a lot.
So all I'm hearing is U.S. time zone is smart enough to stay away from Jita, and Euro just keeps going.
No, it's more that U.S. time zone is just kind of dead. At least.
Whoa, bro. Yes, Iron. That's a good observation. What you supposed to say, dude?
Well, it doesn't have the crossover. Well, number one, we've already moved through EU time zone. We've moved through the crossover into U.S. time zone, and now we are legitimately in U.S. time zone because there are no EU freighter pilots out there. EU people don't not have jobs or money that the government's not giving them to just not go to sleep at a regular time. They're not playing right now. EU people don't sleep at this time. Or don't play at this time because they're sleeping.
That's ethnocentric.
Hey Joe, does the player Boney still play?
Boney, kind of.
Yeah.
He said he'd be on later tonight. He's out drinking right now, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I partied with him in New York City. That's the only thing I know of Mini Love.
Yeah, no, Yeah, Boney's cool. Dude.
All right, so you're the director of Mini Love. Are you like the third or fourth like actual like lead of Mini Love at this point?
First.
No. I mean like in history.
Oh, in history, it'd be
because Boney was it for a while, and then prior to that, it was
Warkini was first.
I mean, War began it. War is like a fucking legend in the game, kind of like level type shit. And then there are people that came after him.
Yep,
Boney
Boney
did yeoman's work, and was there somebody in between you and Boney, or
no?
Okay, so you're like the third. You're the third, like in that has come taking up the mantle.
The third generation, yes.
Wow. All right.
Well, that's can you? We've been discussing what the actually history and the reasoning behind the start of the first Bungie in 2012. What was it? Arath's idea, or do you remember? Were you a part of it back then?
Who?
Arath.
Arath?
He wants to know if it was Arath's idea.
Arath.
Mispronouncing his name is probably killing him.
I'm probably gonna be kicked now from games.
Hipir wants to know if that was Arath's idea.
I was actually not around back then, but it was. I know it was after Burnjita that Warkini formed Mini Love. So it was the first Burnjita, which really sparked off the whole ganking thing within GSF, at least before. I mean, there was Jihad Swarm before, but that was not as related. But yeah, so it was the first Burnjita, which kind of made Mini Love what it is today. I'm not sure who came up with the idea initially.
Joe, at least Aerith admits he claims credit for it, so I'm willing to give him the credit.
Arath.
Sure.
Arath. There you go. Fucking hyper.
So last year they had a corp called Suddenly Seaman, right? And this year is what's the name of the corp this year?
It's oh god, it's like Botters Alcoholics Anonymous or something. DBRB is the ticker.
Delve Botters.
DBRB
Anonymous
or something.
Yeah, it's some body meme. You know, all the Botters in Delve.
Oh, what's funny is a lot of the anti-geek channels think that all of those what's the name? What was the character names we did style this year, Joe? Bebop.
Like the beep beeps or bebops. Or
yeah. The anti-gang channels are like, that's everybody. They're all talking at once.
Yeah,
they're obviously bodying.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no.
It's already on Reddit.
Yeah.
They're already complaining about Reddit about multi-boxing. I think it was Marsha who did it.
No, probably. But it's like, oh, they're obviously bodying. It's all one person doing all these hundreds of things. It's like, no, really, dude. Come on. Wait. Take off the tinfoil. Just relax.
Is the chair on down somewhere, Drayden? Were you like not paying attention, or
it was down probably in perimeter
someplace else?
Yeah.
What's that orca? What's happening to that orca?
This orca's been
is
getting...
is that orca like micro-warp driving away?
No. He's getting bumped. He's probably going like
micro-warp driving backwards.
No, I think he's getting bumped so hard because look, he's like half a.
Dude, he's almost
look at
off
him.
screen.
Look at him. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like trying to control his capsule when it's fucking out of control.
Yeah, no.
You're a terrible cameraman. You know those movies where it's all shaky? Like that's you.
I'm trying to keep him out of this.
Drayden has Parkinson's, and it's not okay for you to make fun.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to keep him out of the giant blue ball so that you can actually see him out here, and then I'm also trying to like get. And also,
if Concord hasn't gotten there yet, move away from them. Okay, look,
So Joe, have any of the anti-gankers been?
I can't. I'm out of range of him. I can't click look at. I can click look at it on the gate, not him.
No.
You can look at him. He's within range. Within range.
We're back to asking questions as long as Drayden gets the question together.
Before it didn't work that way.
The question was just asked: are any of the anti-gankers actually in play here?
No, they're in play, but I don't know. What was that, Joe? You say they weren't effective at all?
They don't do anything.
They haven't done anything ever. And honestly, I'm going to throw everybody back to last night's conversation with Jason from Code, who was talking about ganking and things like that, but not on the Burnjita level. Or there was some stuff about Burnjita. And he actually talked, I think it was after the show, so therefore you can't listen to it, whatever, I'm just retarded, about the anti-ganker crowd, who honestly are like, because there's no other reason for them to do it other than role play. Like, the whole anti-ganker thing is about role play.
But some of them aren't really role playing. Like, they get really butthurt sometimes, but like, it's whatever.
Well, that's what happens when you're in high sec.
No, but like
salt flows.
The whole thought of like
Twitch chat,
anti-ganking for something like this,
Well,
or
apparently
even
it
up
does
against
in Twitch chat,
code,
too.
that is more about I want to pretend I'm something than I can actually do something and affect the outcome, right? I mean, like it's role playing.
No, because they try.
I know they try.
They sure
Can
try.
I just say, you
A
guys,
whole bunch of motherfuckers try, and then we
you
call
guys
them role
can't
players.
shit talk role players, okay? Because
Why
Baleful
not?
Dysnomia is a role player, and she actually somehow started a 400-man cap fight in Lowsec over an Astra house. And so you can't really shit talk role players because like
I think
she's
that's a
actually
different
doing
kind of
something
role
in the game.
player.
Hold on. I want to throw a shout out. Hold on. I'm going to pour a shot for this bin because it was actually fucking worthwhile. Liara Spaceship says, the camera work is basically the space version of the Blair Witch Project.
I tried. Hey, that's
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. That was a high quality fucking comeback. Like, that is legit. Boom.
I said Cloverfield.
Get a shot of the real Tito's.
Hey, Cloverfield, I like that movie.
Crying.
They're making another one. Well, it would be like the fourth one, but...
So one other question, Joe. Do you remember what the totals were for last year?
Shots.
For last year's Bernjita?
Rain shots and then takes a shot like without calling it, dude.
Joe, can you confirm or deny?
They did shot.
Or something like that.
Okay, so it was 700. Okay, I
Do you know
said, I thought it
why?
was
Do you know
1
why
trillion.
I knew it was 700 million? Because I read.
Oh, I'm sorry, Derek.
was
I
on
read the
Wiki.
history
Well,
that
you
is
said
put
this
forth.
before, but I don't.
I
think
read
that's
the history
true.
that is put forth in articles after the fact, like, which are based
See,
on battle
it
reports
got
and
out of
also
range.
propaganda.
No,
Oh, it's off
Drayden, it's
grid?
because it died. The camera
No, it
flipped and
didn't.
it died.
No, look, the orca is still here. And I right click, look at, nothing happens.
All
I
can
read-
see is
I
the blue
read
blob.
so
for
you people
100,000
don't have to.
kilometers.
That looks like a blue
You can
donut.
see, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can
No,
look
I
at.
do it all the time. I do it all the time.
Okay, but Rain, look at my screen. Right
okay,
click,
click on another ship. And
look
do
at.
it. Click on another ship.
Not a blue ship, Drayden. Not a blue
Why
ship.
does it not work on the orca then? So why does it work on this frigate and not the orca?
I don't know. Because
CCP,
it's
that's
dead.
why.
Is there tie-dye? No, there's no tie-dye.
No, it's
Hyper,
not
stop-
dead. It's
stop
just it's still
explaining
getting
for
bumped.
CCP.
Drayden, throw this out.
Wait.
Throw
He's
this
probably
out
trying to
to
warp.
CCP Carker and make her put it on the little things thing, and then it'll be part of CCP.
No.
Please at some
What he
point.
did was he.
Oh,
hit
he
warp.
entered
He's
warp
not
mode, which
listening
took my
back.
camera off of him.
Oh,
Okay.
so
What's that,
so he's
Brisker?
not
Hush.
warping.
Checkmate,
buddy?
atheist.
This is the only thing that I actually got from the
Oh,
summit.
shit, Twitch
This was
chat
a
said it
stress
too.
ball.
That's how they pay
Yeah.
you off.
Wait, hold
Stress
on.
balls?
You got a black
That's how
stress
they pay.
ball.
That's
instead
why-
of
okay, that's why it wasn't
the
working
white
before.
Stress ball that we got a few years ago from who was it that gave the white stress balls out? The snowballs.
They keep these in a jar on the front desk in the office. So that tells you
Is that like a black licorice thing up there? Like, you know, were they? Never mind. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
So it entered
was a
warp,
bad
but
joke.
it's
It
getting
didn't
bumped, so it can't.
No, it
warp.
like it wasn't a bad joke. It was just
It was-
like
it was-
I
you
don't
were
give a
trying
shit.
to make you were trying to
Snowballs
make a
or
licorice
Signal
joke.
Cartel.
I was not trying to make a joke.
Stop trying to be CCP making bad jokes.
All right.
Sure.
That being said, right now we're
Brisk,
not
I'm
in the
sending
middle
you
of
a
something
shot,
here,
bro.
right?
You
There's
need an
nothing
extra
being
one.
killed that we need to focus
Fucking
on,
tired.
so that I can throw this off into. So I can throw
Yeah,
this
yeah,
off
go for it.
into
They-
what
they've
we
been
were
bumping
all
this
meant
orca
to
for
be
like
here
20
tonight.
minutes.
Okay, I am allotting in retirement. I am using my retired guy's authority
You can't
to
even
allot.
fucking stay retired anymore, dude. Like,
To
can we
allot
get over
only-
that?
Doug, you've been PvEing all
You
fucking
played
week.
all
That
week.
doesn't
Every time I got on
fucking
Discord.
count. PvEs
Yes!
don't
Playing
count
Eve Online.
either.
What are you
Hey. Don't
I
be
can
shaming
I can
E. Don't be
maintain two
shaming Dirk
simultaneous
because
like,
of his play
distinctions.
style.
Exactly.
Hey guys,
okay.
I'm
Just shaming his
vegetarian.
playstyle. We're shaming his
Just 'cause
retirement
I
style.
eat
Alright,
meat doesn't
we
mean
can
I'm not
argue about- we
vegetarian.
can argue about this
There
later,
are
but now
lots of
you're
there are
burning
lots
my
of correct
time,
ways
sir.
to play Eve Online. You're not
You're
playing
burning
well.
my time.
Filibuster.
And I am trying to allot Rain some time along with this dude she met out on Twitter like a week and a half ago, and she had
Some
to like
dude
go out
add
to
me.
Vegas and have fun. Like she was having an argument with this guy, and we're now going to
Right.
allow the argument to come to Eve Online for 10 minutes. 10
Thanks,
minutes
Joe.
allotted time. I give
You
my
had to go.
time, sir.
Let me find
So
my
here are the
mentions.
rules. If you make a claim, you have to back it up. That's it. So if you said
Oh,
the Earth is
yeah.
flat,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
have to prove it.
So LB is the moderator.
I am the moderator.
With the horn.
Oh, okay, all right.
Is it fight clean or fight dirty? I think are the rules.
Nick Fuzzy.
No, so you said you had evidence. I think you said it in DMs. Do you want to start with that or
No,
how about you guys fill in the gaps for everybody that wasn't watching you on Twitter?
All right, so for everyone, no, I'm just gonna link the start of the tweet.
Oh, come on, talk, say what happened.
Just scrolling so much.
So I said a throwaway comment on Twitter that because CCP tweeted out that there's the quality updates, like the quality of life updates, and I said a throwaway line like because you don't have a roadmap, LOL, sort of like laugh, and then Rain came back at me with that's essentially bullshit. They have a roadmap. I'm just not paying attention. I think that's the summary of it, right?
No, so it starts
Rain
off.
says we're all bullshit most of the time anyway. So
yeah,
you guys are all bullshit.
So
it says,
there we go.
It really hurt.
So translation: we have nothing in the tank until the microservices lift and shift strategy plays itself out. So skins, UI updates, and just smile and wave, boys and girls. Just smile and wave.
This was in response to the February release, and so my response was, "Are you actually complaining about quality of life changes? Yikes!" And then it like rapidly devolves and like 200 tweets back and forth over like the span of 3 days.
I got another 200 followers out of that. I don't know why, but I ended up getting 200 followers.
You know what?
I'm so sorry.
You know why? Why? Because EVE players are eager to follow people who have a thought in their fucking mind.
Okay, so let me.
So that's why you don't have any followers, right there.
What you want to
walk right into that one?
You want to compare mine to yours, Eve Briscrewball?
Oh, here we go.
Easy there. Don't put your Twitter
Don't even
pieces
get
away.
me going. I'll make you like my daughter, who thinks she's got followers too.
I think
I'll totally like your daughter. What's her handle?
Stop it.
Right
yeah, what's your daughter's Twitter?
Yeah, what's her?
I mean, I'll get it in Toronto anyway, but I mean, the Twitter name, the Twitter name, Dirk.
I'll be nasty right now.
I meant her. Oh my god.
In game.
All right. Again, my time is burning here. I'm the member from fucking northern nowhere.
So let me explain my position. So because
Okay.
got brisk triggered in a lot of ways, in the wrong ways. What I'm trying to establish here is that they don't have a roadmap. There's a lot of immaturity. The company's quite small. They don't necessarily speak for themselves. We end up speaking for them all the time. And sometimes you want to just say, just shut up and let them speak. Even if it's wrong, if it's right, just let them speak. Because what happens is in these situations is everyone apologizes on their behalf or explains how their systems are set up and so forth. So the data that I did end up collating this week, sort of just as a curiosity, I was in a shitty meeting at work, so I had to do something, was that I realized there's only like about 27, this is according to LinkedIn only, there's only about 27 engineers, and there's, roughly 7 to 11 producers. So basically 43% of the company is made up of people who just don't actually actively work on the game. So I'm sitting there saying, with all the money that's generated, with all the problems we have today, they introduced a roadmap years ago. I think CCP Seagull was the first to sort of bring that out, and that's what the website's all about. So they've really done a good job. I used to use this when I was a product manager at Microsoft and stuff like that. I used to use this as an
ISIS,
example.
or you used to? I used to, or ISIS?
Both. ISIS and you.
I'm just like, I heard ISIS, but like I'm an American, so it's like that's what I hear.
Yeah. So I mean, I used to use this as a example of a good roadmap. I used to say like, hey, CCP, this is the company that seems to get their shit together when it comes to articulate their position with the community and so forth. Since probably the last year and a half, it's just seemed to have taken a backward step. I don't know what the reasons are. I don't get too entrenched into who they are and what they represent and so forth. I honestly don't care. I think the people that do the work, I don't want to take anything away from them. I think they do an amazing job. I think the type of work that they do is something we should celebrate. So I'm not sort of, let's watch the fucking world burn CCP. I personally don't want the game to end. And what I keep seeing is a lot of immaturity, just basic immaturity, and we explain it away.
From players or like from developers or? From
CCP in general. Like, there's moments
I'm trying to separate, when you say I see a lot of immaturity, it's like, do you mean that from the developer side of the game
company? Amazing.
Or do you mean like from the player base, like?
Well, it's mainly from the staff themselves.
It should be both, right? Like, because like we're just like all immature.
The gamers can be immature. That's their shtick, right? Gamers aren't supposed to be the ones representing the company. That's the point. But if you represent a company, even a computer game company, Brisk, that's worth around $200 to $400 million, that's a serious corporation. That's not a startup. That's not a little mum's garage, making shit happen. That's an 18-year-old company that's established itself in a AAA sort of environment, and they're dominating.
But it's a company that also has a pretty good feeling on the pulse of the game and the folks that are playing it. And we don't like super serious stuff. When we get super serious, people make fun of you for being too serious. They want to have fun. They do.
I don't know. Like, if you look at...
Hold on. Stop it.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Right there. I'm sorry, Mossy. I need you to step back for a second while I sit there and zap fucking Brisk right in the middle of the fucking forehead.
Suck my ass. What are you talking about? Look, you see how Falcon responds on Reddit. You see how he responds on forums.
Okay, look,
we do this stuff because it's fun and people like it. We like people to have a sense of fucking humor.
Because Falcon,
you're not putting that out in the corporate documents.
Because Falcon is still there. Please don't filibuster me. Thank you.
No, wait. You also have to realize.
I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not trying to say I'm wrong.
No.
I mean, you don't see Homar out there shitting on people, but he still has a good time.
Yes,
come on.
Yes, Falcon has a legit good time because he's still employed. A whole bunch of other fucking people
Can I, like,
not
check
employed.
this? Check. No. You have to realize the type of industry. So CCP is a games industry company, right? You also have to realize the type of company that they are. There's probably no other company really, or there probably are, but it's very rare to find a company where they come to you, and say, hey, this is my product. I really want to hear your opinion about my product. Do you get that with airlines? Probably not, besides a survey, right? Do you get that with buying things at the grocery store? No, not at all. If you are really pissed about some product, you are never going to hear from the representatives, right?
But unless you file a complaint. Are you guys seriously going to sit here and complain? You have to realize this is the type of game because these guys have a good time and have a sense of humor. I mean, really? That's immaturity.
I'm going to be honest. It depends on what it is that they are trying to have a good time about. If what they're having a good time about is merely a deflection of the things that they should be working on, then yes, that is something that we will actually fucking talk about.
What the fuck does that mean? The deflection of the things that they should be working on. They can't.
I mean, if you want to have a good time by going, ha ha ha, you dumbass. Okay, like, yes, that is something that people will rebel against. If it is something that where they're having a good time because they literally enjoy their employment and they enjoy what they're doing and they enjoy what they represent, nobody would ever beget that.
Well, I'll say this. What's the issue? Who else? I've never seen another game company where the community developer comes on Reddit and talks about how he eats ass.
Or the fact that
wait a second. Like, we are not
music
videos. Up what happened
Dirk,
3 days
you're just
ago.
mad because you don't eat ass.
We're not.
Dude. You don't eat ass, and that's why you
allow eating ass.
That was
one of those things that happened next week.
Not even that. Look, guys, what other games do you see stuff like permaband in? What other games do you see these guys going out and talking the way that they talk and trying to have a good time and being funny? It doesn't happen. You wouldn't see the head of fucking Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, saying "Hold my beer" when somebody asks him about a feature in the game. Come on.
Hey, Brisk.
So give him credit for being funny and entertaining.
Can we put both permaband and eating ass off onto the side for the moment?
No, because I'm trying to point out that
Are they not the same? Just, you know what? Just let's let that rest, kind of thing.
We're gonna let the ass eating rest. That we're doing.
That being said. Honestly,
what if it was?
I want to understand. I want to understand. Okay, what Rain and fucking Mossy were trying to argue about, because I feel like they were both arguing from the same angle earlier in this week.
That's what I felt.
One was trying to argue from the standpoint of like, I'm a really smart Microsoft.net motherfucker. Don't you understand me? And Rain's like, but I'm a white knight, and you know I only love CCP. Can't you understand me? And the two of them were like, they were literally like fucking.
So maybe we can let these guys go back to talking to each other and you can stop explaining what they were doing.
Well, I'll explain what I mean by immaturity.
It's about this much, Rain.
It's not about some dude getting on a Reddit forum and saying stupid shit. That's not the immaturity. Like, I'll use CCP Falcon, for example. He did something that seemed quite positive the other day. And look, I don't want to take anything away from the guy. I like the guy. So, but when he confirmed that there's 2 security analysts and there's only about a handful of GMs, you just opened up the door to a lot of security. Just that by confirming that, you've just said, hey, botters, hey, hackers, and so forth. When we're sleeping, it's open season because we don't have automation. We don't have these capabilities of tracking down people who do multi-boxing, people do botting, people do RMT. They respond in retrospective using data manually. By him confirming that, you expose yourself. And you may go in with good intent, but that's the immaturity I'm talking about. You've got to come at it from a different angle.
Why do you assume that they don't have automation?
He stated it.
Why do you assume that he was telling the truth?
Are you speaking for CCP now?
Shut the
Because like
fuck
2
up,
seconds
Chris.
ago, you
I
got
am not
mad
going
that
to
we were
assume
speaking
that
for
somebody
CCP.
was speaking the truth.
Dirk,
when they
Dirk,
speak, I'm going to speak that they were fucking speaking the
Dirk,
truth.
the point of what I'm trying to say is that when you're going
Do
out
not
there trying to fight
my
botting,
ass or like double trumpet.
Shut up and let me finish. When you're trying to talk about botting and trying to deal with security type stuff, there is no incentive for them to tell people in public everything that they're doing. In fact, it's the opposite.
They just did.
So, but all right. So in this situation,
that's a different example. That
so
you're
in
giving
this
right
situation, Mossy, you're willing to take them at face value when they say something.
No,
but all the other situations where they say things, you disagree with it.
Time out. I want everybody to hold their fucking sides right now, or respond to one thing. XG2X says Rain and this guy should hook up. They're perfect for each other. Dirk McGurk. XG2X, I want to say the thing that I said 8 days ago, or wherever the fuck it was. I think this dude's trying to hook up with you.
This is not the way to go about
boom,
it. And
boom.
People want to bring that
gets
aspect
a boyfriend.
into things. People want to bring up that aspect of things. No thanks.
Nice, Phil.
Just saying. Just saying.
Guys,
I recognize
that was my master
and
plan.
I had the same
almost
thought.
Work, Rain. Almost
it didn't work at all. No.
I think some of you love each other so much out on fucking Twitter that you punch each other in the shoulder and go,
hey, hold on.
I'm your friend.
Okay. We're gonna swap over to Hyper.
Wait, hold on a second. We got some fucking action where Hyper Vapor's front windscreen is like saying, "I'm gonna undock from my captain's quarters."
I have to say,
I mean, in my hangar.
He's still talking.
I do have to say, Hyper, your mouse icon.
Hyper, are you out there? Are you part of this fleet? Is your fleet commander going to fleet warp you, or are you late to undock?
No, hold on, Hyper. I have to wonder, like, is this something that Zoom is doing because of a weird overlay thing?
Look at all that.
Or is that your actual mouse cursor? Is that your actual mouse cursor?
Look at all those coercers.
Look, it's grouped now. Stop hating.
Something's going to die.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like the mouse cursor. It's got this white box with like. Is
Why
that
are
just
they blue, Drayden? Why are they blue?
It's Zoom.
It's okay.
It's not because of Zoom while they're fucking blue.
No. They're blue because it's from his.
Hyper Viper.
It's Hyper Viper.
Follow the conversation.
All right, and apparently Hyper Viper was not aligned.
Want to dock back up now?
Okay, well, they
another false alarm.
Give me one second.
Look, you know what? I'm so tired.
If you guys are running out of stuff to... Hold on, Hyper! Hyper, if you guys are running out of stuff to kill them...
You're tired of false alarms.
This is why
half the game.
This is why this
half the
guy's
game
in the fucking
getting
black
ready
hand.
and then the other guy stands down.
Shit off.
Come on.
This is the problem with having somebody on the show from the fucking Black Hand, because they're always playing you. They're playing both the listeners and the people on the show.
I was just about
to... It's all a ruse, a double ruse.
Hold on,
it's a double ruse wrapped in a fucking resousness.
The only reason why I'm being more
so you're back on docks.
Because I'm fucking tired, because I've been on the road all week, and these assholes got me to do the show when I wanted to go to bed. That's
Can I ask a really
That's
fucking serious
news,
question here between Rain and the guy that she's ultimately gonna fucking marry, and then move to Australia?
Can we point out that every time I try to talk to someone, you guys try to make it sexual in some way?
And
is there
every
like,
time,
can
every
I
time
not try to make
Rain
it
tries to have a conversation with this guy, Dirk has to
sexual?
explain that
Like,
they're
can I
talking
have,
to each
like,
other
guy
and
friends
like broadcast it.
Like guy associates
I tried to make
or
it
guy
contractual, Rain.
That
I tried to make it where hearts meet hearts, not fucking
without
other
it
parts.
being sexual. Like, are you listening, Dirk? Or are you just gonna keep rambling?
It's not about sexual when I talk about marriage, Rain. Sex has nothing to do with marriage.
Okay, I'm sure.
I should also point out I'm married, by the way. That might not help. I'm actually married.
Rain, do you still think what your mom thinks about how, like, after you have, like, marriage, you can have sex?
My mom doesn't think that.
Okay, so, like,
I'm
sex
just trying
has
to
nothing
point
to do with
out
marriage.
it would be nice to actually be able to debate someone without it being sexualized in some fucking way. If I'm part of the show, it doesn't have to be sexualized. And then you're gonna go, oh, but it was just a joke, Rain. And then it goes, oh, it happens every fucking time.
Okay.
When someone makes a sexual comment in chat,
it was literally. Hold on. It was literally not a
if
joke.
It's a joke, it's a prank. You're just making a
no,
comment.
It's not a
joke.
joke.
Is that what you're gonna
it's
say?
Not a fucking prank. I'll stand by this 100%. I'm not equating actually getting married to having sex.
That's all we're
talking
about.
I don't make a joke about sex.
Hold on, when she's saying sexual, she's not meaning
joke about how I'm not trying
that's
to
not what we're talking about.
marriage
carry on.
and sex.
It's not specifically sexual. She's meaning relationship or anything related to that in general. Doesn't have to be like sex
just
itself.
Move on, but if you want to hold me here, I can also put you in stasis as well.
All right, so let me ask Mossy this. So, all right, you guys, shut up. Let's get back to the point of this because I'm interested in Mossy's take on this. All right, so let's assume arguendo, which is a lawyer term for the sake of argument, that you're right and that CCP is a immature company. Does that matter? Why does that matter?
It does because it affects the progress in the game. So we all want. I think everyone wants a CCP to continue, right? So we all want them to continue. We want growth. We want more players. We all want good things for this company. But what I'm simply saying is the people in it right now are understaffed and essentially under-resourced. And with the security, for example, having 2 security analysts and potentially 7 GMs. And most of those security analysts, for example, have graduated through the ranks from being either QA or a GM themselves. So they've promoted within. They need to graph in more people into this equation because they need to put this fire out. For instance, botting and security, they need to put this fire out because it may affect the future of the game.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue that it's not an issue. I mean, the fact is that it's been an issue forever.
But you can't be a zero-sum approach. You can't just take this as a zero-sum approach. You can't say, I love the company, but therefore I won't attack it. Look, I don't have a problem. Look, I'll tell you flat out right now, I do not disagree with you that I think in certain areas they're under-resourced and that certain teams need more people. I agree with that 100%. I've said as much to them. And frankly, as far as I can tell, there are certain areas that definitely need work. When it comes to security, and I don't want them to tell us everything that they're doing.
Can somebody give me a boom?
Yes, we're blowing shit up.
Is that a thing that boomed?
Yeah, something is blowing up.
Then would somebody call a fucking boom moment?
I did. Shot.
Fucking shot for fucking not calling a boom moment.
He's not dead yet. He's still in structure.
Can I just point out
Whatever,
that
he's gonna fucking die. Just
CCP
relax.
has been very vocal about the fact that their community team has been crazy understaffed, especially since they had layoffs. That's nothing new. They admit that themselves.
Put the bees out,
There's
bitches.
a moment where you can over-communicate. There's a moment where you don't have a messaging framework and you don't have a framework to communicate with. Them, for example, outlining that 3,000 players were perma-banned or essentially banned within 18 days, for example. That baselines how long it takes them to ban people is number one. And number two, it baselines.
Well, why does it baseline how long it's going to take them to demand?
Because when you throw a metric on the ground, you use that metric.
But they've been putting out these team security blogs for
like a year.
Yeah. But when they don't put them out, the community screams that you're not putting out numbers.
Look, I mean,
no, you don't want them to maintain that at all.
I have
you want that statistic in theory to go down. You want eventually to them never having to ban people because there should be no bots, there should be no people breaking the rules.
But it's not going to go down because the fact is,
fuck you, USS Commish. The US is not going metric inch by inch. Suck a dick, move back.
But Chris, now you have to keep momentum. You have to keep momentum now.
Well, you have to. I mean, and that's the thing. As far as I could tell, the numbers look about the same. They are banning people as fast as they can, and they're hitting people and clearing out wallets. And frankly, what it looks like, at least from what I saw from Falcon talking on the forums and some other stuff that was public this week, that not only are they going after the guys that are botting, they are wiping out
what's
that is created by the botting, and that's hitting corps with rental alliances and big alliances that have rental groups and all kinds of shit. That's a good sign.
But even that's now breaking a jar because now these corps and these alliances and so on and say, well, what's the framework you're actually coming at me from? Like, how am I supposed to find this information out?
Well, the point is that it's dirty money and they expect that people are going to be paying attention. They're supposed to be.
As a coalition IT guy,
they can't. But you know what? Hey, what do you want them to do? Leave the dirty money in the game?
All right.
Is that a better
solution? I'm simply saying now you're punishing
hold up. Look, love you both. I honestly do. Mainly because you're Australian and you have that fucking quirky accent that just I feel adds something to the fucking game. Okay, but I don't want to get off into like crazy ass shit out there, like until we actually get to the security update later on. Okay, about bans and shit like that. Like, are we still talking about the same thing that Rain dedicated all of her fucking Twitter time to last week?
If you were listening, you would know that is exactly what we were talking about.
Like, you guys are all
Dirk, can you just be quiet?
This went through. Hold on a second.
No, just
this
be
went
quiet.
through. I'm a fucking .NET fucking Microsoft executive. I got all my fucking certifications. Kind of shit.
Horn.
And nothing happens. and he just repeats the same shit.
So
Dirk, we're talking.
It's fine. Roll up on it. Roll up on it.
I think it is the same. I think what mighty pushback with Rain. I'll attack sort of Rain's position on two parts. Number one, I agree with you on the gender thing. I think that you should be able to have a debate without your pronoun or whatever it may be bringing into the discussion. I think that's a cheap shot, and I don't agree with that. I think intellectually you can hold your own. Number two, what I was trying to articulate was I don't disagree with the points you've made. I disagree with you defending them. I disagree with Brisk defending them. I disagree when you guys put yourselves
because Brisk
out
fucking
as
pronoun.
leaders.
Fuck that guy.
Oh my fuck. Carry on.
When you guys put yourself as leaders of the community, you can't play the game of I'm talking on behalf of CCP, but I'm independent. It's a classic case.
I'm going to tell you this flat out right now. I never, ever, and will never, ever speak on behalf of CCP.
But you do.
It's not my. I don't.
But you do.
No, I don't. What I do is I express my opinion and I try to pass on the information that I have that I can publicly release.
I usually
based on my
what I've heard.
So Brisk passes along the knowledge that he knows and what he thinks should be, or whether he agrees with CCP, or whether he doesn't agree with CCP. I've heard him many times say, "This is what they're doing. I don't necessarily agree with it, but this is what they're doing."
But that's my point. You don't speak for CCP in the charter.
I'm not. That's the point. I'm not speaking. You are equating. You are Masa. You are equating me explaining.
He said
you are explaining. You are equating me explaining the information that I have received as a player, as somebody that reads the forums and checks everything out, and the publicly releasable stuff that I have as a CSM member, as me speaking for CCP. I'm not doing that.
But you don't cite that.
But I cite. Do I need to cite every opinion that I put out?
As a CSM member? Absolutely.
I guess so.
As a CSM member,
no, I don't, and I'm not going to because it's an opinion. If I'm stating a fact, like what I say.
Hold on, time out. I'm not trying to pull fucking dick here right now. If I have got to lay it out there, I will. But like, listen to me. Filthy Millennials actually brings up a good point. We need a talking stick.
Like a conch?
No, we don't. We don't.
A conch from back earlier in the open comms day, but like nowadays they call it a talking stick.
It doesn't work.
On to a different indigenous people. Okay, it's like fine.
Looney fucker, thanks for the sub.
Fucking moment you have that you can like coalesce into a thing that you say, and now is your turn to speak.
All right, I have the talking stick. So the thing is, though, if you're repeating something that CCP has stated, you're not speaking for them. You're just repeating information, right? Like if I say, hey, they released XYZ in the dev blog, that's not me speaking for CCP. That's me just repeating information. If, like, say CCP Falcon says, hey, Rain, this is why we canceled the Alliance tournament, and then I'm like, hey, guys, this is why they canceled the Alliance tournament, that's me speaking for CCP. That's not me, or, like, that's not me spouting already known information or repeating information that someone else may not have found. That's, so, like, that's, I think, the difference, and I think you may be confusing those. Like, Brisk and I both think we're just repeating information. We're not sharing on CCP's behalf.
And half the time I can't share the source of my information because it's NDA. So it's like I can say right now, you guys are arguing, is there a roadmap? I can tell you, yes, there's a roadmap. Why? I've seen it. Can I tell you what's on it? No.
But see,
did I tell them that they need to release it publicly because people are going around telling everybody that there's no roadmap? Yes. Whether they do that or not, I don't know.
But that's my point. You're an advocate now.
I'm not an advocate. I am telling you what I did as a player representative, trying to pass the fact that you want a roadmap, and I am representing you by telling them, hey, people want a fucking roadmap, put it out publicly. And that's what I did.
And I don't disagree with that position. But what I'm saying is you, in corporations like Google, Adobe, Microsoft Gaming, all of these corporations follow the same tactic. It started with a guy called Guy Kawasaki at Apple. You guys are effectively evangelists and advocates.
I am not.
Stop.
A CCP fanboy.
When you say you guys,
it's not a fanboy.
When you say you guys
are simply doing my job as a player representative. I represent the players to them.
When you say you guys are, who exactly do you mean by when you say fucking you guys?
He's talking about.
I'm not rolling this back there into a Ross Perot kind of fucking moment. I mean, literally, do you mean Brisk, who's on the fucking CSM, who we know is like an in-between, or like everybody fucking else here?
anyone who gets NDA access and says it's kind of like I know something you don't, but I'm
so you need to differentiate.
I mean, that is a factual statement. I can't argue with you with that. That's just true.
In most NDAs, you're not even allowed to speak about the NDA. That's one of the things I've always been curious about. When you guys have an
NDA,
how exactly do I ban somebody? Is that ellipsis thing?
You click on their name. Well, you can do a command.
One biting you, young pup.
You can do a command, but you can, if you see them in chat, you can click on their name, and there should be a.
Did I miss?
You did not
actually break a motherfucker off.
No. Like, Dirk. You can do the command, but you can also, if you see their name in chat, click on their name, and there should be a ban thing somewhere. It'll look like an exclamation point.
Like, is ban the thing that actually fucking hammers out? Like.
Yeah. Ban is like forever.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Hold on. I got another one here.
Ban is like herpes. It's forever.
Boom, herpes, motherfucker.
There is no clause in the NDA that I saw.
Although there is a removal of the herpes by management.
I thought you couldn't talk about the details.
I feel like I just
what I cannot talk about. I cannot talk about proprietary information. By the way,
if you bitches actually fucking come strong, actually fucking come strong, I will literally fucking ban you. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you are. I will ban the shit out of you just for like
he's drunk with power.
Disruptive.
He's drunk with power.
Right now, my mood is like moving the fuck over.
He's drunk and has power.
No, hold on. I'm gonna get angry. I don't get a little fucking angry, but honestly, if you actually like print DIRK in the same fucking sentence, bam, I'll knock that bitch the fuck out.
Dirk, I'm coming on strong. You're cute, buddy.
Shut up, bitch. Guy in the fucking background. Let these people talk.
Guy in the background.
Wait. You're saying let these people talk. You're the one who won't shut the fuck up. Jesus.
Guy in the background. Shut the fuck up. Let the fucking
get them air horns
talk.
Look, about the NDA, we can't talk about proprietary information that we learn. We can't talk about confidential information about CCP and its employees and those types of things. No, I'm telling you what's in the actual NDA that we signed. Okay, those are the terms of what we're not allowed to talk about. So when I say I've seen things, I'm not providing you any information that's included in the NDA. I'm simply saying this is what I saw.
That becomes an appeal to authority. So when you say I've seen,
it's not an appeal to authority. It is me explaining how I know what I know. I'm not saying I'm on the CSM, so take everything I say is right. That's not what I'm saying.
That's my point. You leverage the office of CSM to say I know something. You're trying to mediate between CCP and
with that mouth.
Then I don't know how I'm supposed to explain to somebody, or at least say.
But I'm saying so you confuse the issue by not.
It's not confusing the issue. You say there's no roadmap. I tell you that's not true. You say, how do I know that? I say NDA because I can't tell you, even though I have fucking seen the thing.
All right, so it's like. So you say you've seen this roadmap. We haven't seen the roadmap. Why mention it? What are you trying to do?
3 more minutes left.
Because you are saying something that does not exist. You're making a factual statement that there is no roadmap. That is not a factual statement.
But there's no roadmap we can actively see, yes?
That is, no, there isn't. And absolutely you're right about that.
Hold on.
The point is, that's not what you said. You said there's no roadmap. I don't want to lawyer you because I don't want to do that in my spare time. Nobody's paying me to be a lawyer.
How does anybody come here at the end of the fucking roadmap? Wait. Fucking roadmap.
Can I say one thing real quick? Like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Because when you get into I don't see it, so it doesn't exist. That's flat Earth technology. That's flat Earth territory, and we don't want to go there.
No, Dirk said it. So you come in at the end of the roadmap and say there was no.
No, seriously.
This is like the
shortest cruise ship.
I'm gonna tell you right now. For all you roadmap hugging motherfuckers out there, the fact of the matter is the fucking roadmap ended about a year ago, and there was still some fucking dirt road. Hold on, and there was still some dirt road after that. Right now, we're in a different point in time.
There's stuff that's not in the game yet that was still on Seagull's.
We're in a different point of time, and you can't call out roadmap because prior to the roadmap, there was no fucking roadmap. So please stop. There was like a 5-year, 4-year, 3-year period when fucking roadmaps even existed. Quit pretending that they always existed. They did not.
But that's not what we're talking about, Dirk. And we're not saying.
Jesus Christ,
Masi has not said.
I understand we're not.
I'm trying to be fair here. Okay. Mossy is not saying that there's always been a roadmap and now we don't have one. He's saying is
but when you
that there
throw
used to be
term
one
like that
and it
out
was a
there,
good
people
one.
Understand it to be what it is.
Dirk, just because somebody says something exists now or had existed in the past doesn't mean it always existed.
Let's go back to
it's a roadmap that constantly evolves and changes to what
that's
they're doing.
agile. That's iterating. We're iterating as the speed of thought. That's fine. If they come out and say we just iterate at the speed of thought, then that's fine. But what I'm simply saying is, for the next 6 months, what's the plan?
CCP probably has a plan. We just don't know what it is.
I'll tell you flat out. I agree 100% that it is absolutely on them. They need to put out a statement of where we're going and what they want to do. And I advocated very strongly for that at the summit because I said exactly what you're saying now. There are a lot of players out there. These were almost my exact words. I said there are a significant number of players, and if you look at our Eve, which frankly has been on the rag for the last 2 weeks, if you look at this, they are very concerned, and the primary reason they're concerned is because they do not know the direction the game is going. It's incumbent upon you guys to share that, and you need to do that so that people know what's going on. That's what I said. So I'm not arguing with you that that's not true, but the point is that they do have this, they just haven't released it, and they need to do that.
They do, but what I'm saying is it comes back to that immaturity as a corporation. They can solve this problem. They can solve this problem, Chris.
It's not a question of solving it. Look, it's a question of how they want to message it and the time it takes to do that with all of the other stuff going on, and the fact that you're right, they need to staff up in places. They've been in the process of staffing up in places. In fact, I was very pleased. One of the things that I liked the most about this last summit was I saw so many new people that I hadn't met before that were not around.
Them community devs,
2 technical directors, and all of those guys can't come up with an answer to the roadmap. You're telling me that 7 producers and 2 technical directors, and they can't establish.
But those folks are not forward-facing. They're not outward-facing people. It's the community team that has to put that information.
There are 4 PR and comms people in the company that can do it. The producers are outward-facing because that's their role to be a producer.
Okay. They're not going to be the ones that make the decision.
Who are the ones that are producers?
The decision is going to come from the decision is going to come from Berger and Manborn and Orca, the triumvirate that basically are the 3 guys that are in charge of everything.
So what are they waiting for? A big reveal?
I don't know. I can't tell you. All I can tell you is that they haven't done it yet.
So they haven't
done it yet.
You can at them. They're on Twitter. They're on Twitter at them.
I mean, the bottom line is I want them to put the roadmap out because I want people to see what's going on. And there's
why do
we
need
one?
Okay, so we didn't need a roadmap before Seagull showed up. Why do we need a roadmap now?
I can give you speculation. I can't tell you facts, but I'll tell you what my opinion is as to why they're not doing it. The reason why I think they're not doing it is because every single time these guys put out a roadmap or a forward-looking statement that says, here's what we want to do, and here's the timeline, the community can't tell the difference between what is aspirational and what is a promise. And they hold these guys to promises and point shit out and say, oh, you never delivered on this. Oh, you never delivered on this. Where is walking stations? Where is modular Tiricide?
I said the exact same thing when other people asked.
So the only things
so why would they do that when they know that the only
they should put in the roadmap are the things that they are willing to promise to? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is I want to see a roadmap, and I want the players to be mature enough. If you want to talk about immaturity, I think there's a lot of folks in the community that can stand to do a little growing up.
You can't use that as an excuse. Every game suffers.
I'm not using an excuse. I'm simply saying that players in this game are very impatient. They have very short memories for positive things. They have very long memories for things that are promised and never delivered upon. And they will continue bringing that up.
Then don't promise and don't deliver.
You're trying to say a roadmap is not a promise. It's an aspiration. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's not a promise.
Drayden, you want to switch to me?
Oh yeah.
And I had said this earlier.
Look at that.
But I mean, CCP have done it time and time again. Like, what was the big announcements at FanFest last year, right? Do you guys remember any of the announcements besides like generic Abyssal Space?
War Deck changes was the only thing I remember.
There's one thing I remember, and it was Logion kill mills. You know what we don't have? Logion kill mills. You know what I bring up to CCP every fucking time I see them? Logion kill mills. You know what they regret? They're probably like, fuck, we shouldn't have told them we were going to put Logion kill mills because now we're being held to this fucking standard of, hey, yeah, by the way, we're reworking the kill mail system, and every fucking time these same 20 fucking 100 people keep fucking blowing up my inbox trying to bother me about Logion kill mills. You know what else they bother people about? Shield slaves. You know, no, it doesn't matter. Because like,
people
are gonna ask
Where's
questions,
my alliance
right?
bookmarks?
Alliance bookmarks. What's that? Why do we still have passcode? Right? No matter what they promised, the stuff that they promised and did deliver, do you guys remember how much everyone fucking hated ECM? They changed ECM. You know what people complain about now? The fucking Griffin Navy issue. Worthless. You know what the fuck the Griffin Navy issue is used for? Nothing. Nobody fucking uses it. I fought one once.
That's
what happens.
I'm gonna come fight you when it rains.
People rage endlessly about the negative things. They have done so much for like tweaks and balancing and this and that. And people are like, oh yay, this is so exciting for like a day. And they're like, well wait, what about this? What about that? What about this? And they get super fucking butt mad. Even about the little things. Hey, about the stupid ass little things.
Can I say one thing that's actually related to what's on the screen right now?
Fuck.
Hyper, you are the only person in the history of the world that I know that still has camera shake on. It's freaking me out.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Dude, some people like the vibe.
There's two of
us. Like, it's all for the effect, though. Hey, Hyper, what gate are you guys going to? Or is it a different system?
Hey, Ray, what about the Widow? That's a fucking...
Oh, Perimeter? Oh, hey.
And Widows.
I'm here. What are you guys shooting? Because you guys are going into
Thing,
Perimeter.
right? Like CCP announces like
CSM
a laundry list of things.
I specifically asked for buffs to Power Grid and Tank for the Widow for use.
But they announce like a laundry list of things, and like the positive stuff that they do deliver on, people are like, oh yay, and they remember for 2 seconds, and then they just harp on CCP endlessly. Like if you remember the last roadmap, it was player-made Stargates. You know, people still bitch about player-made Stargates, and you know what happened? Those were fucking leaked half the time.
Yeah, but the point is, we're saying, hey, CCP, stop telling us things that we might enjoy. Go to ground, be quiet, and then just drip feed it when you're ready.
What are they doing right now?
But
that's bullshit.
That's exactly the opposite of what you're asking.
If they don't give you enough, you bitch. If they give you too much and overpromise, you bitch. Everybody fucking bitches. There's no equilibrium out there.
Like, I'll bring up the Microsoft.
I'm sorry, no recruitment ads, bro?
We had people hate us, but we still stayed to our message. We still stayed. Yes, there were people complaining every 5 minutes. We had 10 million developers I had to deliver a message to on a quarterly basis, but I still stuck to my message. You just stick to your message. If you have a promise, you retract it. If you don't have a promise, deliver it. That's it. You just stick to your message.
I don't know. I think CCP is quiet because they have something in the works, and the fact that they're probably lacking on resources right now.
But what did you think about the time when they were quiet and didn't have something in the works?
Look, I mean, here's the problem, and
I mean, Abyssal. They were quiet about Abyssal till a month ahead of time.
But the point is, the problem that I can see is that the community is extremely schizophrenic. Like, I mean, it is.
But we're not. It really isn't. I disagree with you.
No, but it makes me laugh because it's like when they put out Abyssal Dead Space. All we heard from people, or at least I saw a ton of people say this stuff on RE and the forums. Why are you giving us this random PvE shit? Nobody wants this. This isn't what we need. Why don't you just balance the damn game?
Because the point is that
listen. Here's what happens.
It's an audience.
Fast forward 6 months, and we see them cancel or at least postpone the AT until next year. And the reason that they gave it was we want to focus on balancing the game and quality of life improvements. And the same group of people that bitched about Abyssal Dead Space saying, we just want you to balance the game, said, we don't want you to balance the game. We want new features. Why are there new features? You guys aren't doing anything. It's like,
because Brisk,
do,
when you've only got
somebody's going to complain about it.
Because when you've only got two developers out there, you got a 50-50, like, one side or the other.
They don't have only two developers.
That's right. And I want to go to you, go to you, Brisk, right now through a transition of look. I saw some tweets out there talking about how we saw some new faces up there. My understanding is that was not new faces who replaced people from 2017. These were add-ons in the new edition, right?
Not that I'm aware of. These were new people.
These were new people. They were new people to the organization, not just replacements for what went away a few years ago.
I don't know if they were replacements for people that went away or whatever. All I can tell you is that it was new staff. And as far as I know, there's still 200 plus employees in Reykjavik. That's the number that Berger
Did you feel as though they've added to the staff that's going to add to the development of this game?
Yeah. CCP actually told me that, like I've said in a public setting, like, oh yeah, we have more developers. And I said, well, where are they? Like, why can't we meet them? And they're like, you guys are scary. We're not going to introduce more EVE devs to you guys. So instead of
to be bluntly honest, is not wrong. I mean, look, I feel bad.
We're gate camping the fuck out of when you put new devs into us.
But the point is that
we want to also embrace you with hugs.
Look at poor Fozzie as a perfect example. And even me saying poor Fozzie, people in the chat are going to go ape shit that I said poor Fozzie. But Fozzie has been forward facing on Team 5-0 for a long time, and he gets shit on constantly and blamed for everything. The new soft system, that's Fozzie stuff. It wasn't his. He wasn't the only one that worked on it.
No, this is we're on Hypers.
They're trying to take a step back and make things less about.
Did you come away feeling that they were more staff this year than when you were there in September? That they were actually adding staff to the whole fucking equation to make our game better?
Yeah.
They haven't added staff.
That's what it felt like.
Unless you sit there and say 80% of the
I just want to go with feel, not what you know.
Which is very rare. They're not adding staff. They're just not. It's just the data doesn't support
it. So the Triglavians...
Look, I can only tell you what I saw with my own eyes,
There's no fucking data out there in the last 6 months to, like,
this is a privately held company. They're a wholly owned subsidiary of Pearl Abyss.
But you're saying that 80% of staff, up to 80% of staff, don't use LinkedIn in the software industry. That's a pretty rare fucking stat.
I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is
Did you look at the Icelandic LinkedIn?
Yes, LinkedIn. I'm looking at Icelandic and London. There's 1,700 in the total existence of 18 years of CCP. There's been about 1,700 people, give or take.
1,700
at some point. 1,700. 1700.
Risk said 200. He said there were, as far as he knew, there were at least 200 staff in Iceland.
Yeah, I'm simply saying that in the total amount of people being in CCP is around 1,737, right? So what we can infer from that is saying, roughly, what do they have now? The best I can kind of get a lock on is around 1,300 total in CCP, both London and Iceland, right?
All right. Let me back up. So if Mossy, all right, assuming again for the sake of argument that you're right, what's the point?
The point is that if you've got two security analysts doing the work of potentially maybe 10, even if it's just a contract rate for 2 years to sort of squash this security problem, to squash this marshy fucking multi-boxing, whatever.
You're never going to squash this, though. You're never going to squash it.
They can squash it by doing automation. They've only got 2 or 3
I know a guy who's been RMTing for about 10 years, and he has yet to be caught.
Name the names.
He is no.
I can't
prove it. I don't have any evidence.
It's a tough
Why are you an alliance that is trying to hold back pedophiles, but you won't hold back RMT? Why is that happen, Ray? Why do you care about them for our universe?
FBI report, Dirk.
Yeah, hold on.
You know what? I'm not even fucking playing right now. You know,
let's horn that. Let's horn that because I
gotta purge this shit.
I think at this. I think it. Hold on.
There's nobody that's bad in there except maybe Headlong.
Yeah. And his friends are Russians that RMT, and that is why they're so pissed that the open market's crashing. And everyone says it. I don't even know if he's admitted it, but CCP hasn't banned him. I think they've banned other accounts of his, but he comes back.
Hold on. Look, I'm going to tell you flat out.
It's on CCP
to deal with that shit. I firmly believe that CCP needs to do more in terms of botting and RMT. And I agree that there needs to be.
Thank you for the transition, Prince. Sure. As we move over, into how to fuck alphas.
But at the same time, they're not. It's not fucking alphas. Look, one thing that has been 100%.
To have the transition.
You can have the transition. The fact is, they're put. If you guys didn't see the dev blog last week, what they're going to do as part of the effort to stop botting is to put level 4 and level 5 missions behind the paywall, so you have to be Omega to do them. That's a good thing. Because the distribution missions in particular, level 4 distribution missions.
What was the reason?
The reasoning was that the level 4 distribution missions were being heavily botted, and it was very easy to get a character, an alpha character, leveled up to the point that you could automate those missions. So,
do you think they're under pressure to respond to security? Do you think they're under pressure right now to respond to security? Yes or no?
I think yes, absolutely. And I think it's
so. If you're under pressure,
why? Because of security? Because of the audience?
Wouldn't you hire more people? Wouldn't you just hire more people for it?
Maybe they are. I don't know that they aren't. Okay? Because I don't know that they are not doing that.
When you have an employee of CCP go on a public forum and say, we're doing this manually still, we don't have any automation.
You just stop talking, just talking as CSM is just talking as Brisk, dude, because, like...
I am talking as Brisk, and my point is that I want these guys to do it, and I wish that they would do more about it. But the fact is, I can tell that they're doing it.
You want them to do more?
It's not, and the fact that
you want them to do more that's overkill, or do you want them to do more that is actually meaningful?
I want them to do more that's meaningful, but why do you think that putting level 4s and 5 missions behind the paywall so that
please switch off.
Hold on, time out. Because when literally the people who actually say what they hear when they're fucking there, not you, okay?
Merc is a cool dude, by the way.
Not you, fucking other people sit there and say it has to do with level 4 and 5 distribution missions, okay? And they're stripping all fucking level 4 and level 5s out from alpha players just because of this thing over here, then it comes down to, you know what, you're just wet blanketing the whole fucking thing because you can't actually program for it.
But that's the nature of the beast. That's what it is. It's going to be
okay. So that's fine.
What I would say is also
and that's what they say, because we can't fix this and not that. We're gonna fucking kill everything in the middle of it. That's fine. They should say that.
They're not killing anything. They're trying to do things beyond. They're trying to do things to make it harder to bot. In addition to going after the bots.
Are we trying to kill the last 1/16 of fucking botters out there, and therefore that picks up all of the other players of the game who are not doing those things?
How many alphas actually run level 4s and 5s without botting? Because as far as I'm
aware,
tell
me how many fucking botters actually run those things and therefore
without
affects
like
level 4.
So you can't run level 5s
legal
botters. Level 4s are fastest in battleships and columns.
Yep.
Maybe you can get
golems alphas.
So I think
as a person that runs level 4 security missions, you cannot bot them. There's things you have to pick up. There's gates you have to take. It's not a fucking automated thing. It's not like
I agree with that.
Courier missions.
But
on level 4 you can.
Correct.
Making them behind a paywall makes it so they can scale better.
Why is
nobody thought of that?
So warping?
You can log on as many
as
you
can.
I'm busy.
That's
as many alphas though.
That's part of the issue.
Time out
for you. Your time out.
Warping?
They lost their freighter and got away.
But why is he still warping?
Like they're chasing it.
Is he like he's in Serpala for
wait you're in a catalyst. How have you not caught a freighter yet? Like you should have caught it like one system away. It's a freighter. You don't like it doesn't get away.
Like every once in a while you just gotta let code pick it up down in Udema.
Hold on. Anari, like wait, you got like what is that, like 5 jumps? Like this freighter has outran you like for 5 or 6 jumps?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
How's that fat motherfucker outrun a fleet?
Goons
honestly.
Is it like full inertia Sturbs like freighter, like inertia stabs, not Sturbs.
Detour.
Inertia Sturbs.
Everybody out there thinks Dirk only fucking detours shit and whatnot. Is like, look, there are moments when I do it intentionally. There are moments when I do it unintentionally. It's like I'm sorry. This is one of those moments where I'm sitting there going, why the fuck is like. Why are you still alive and still warping?
This chase is pretty much
I don't even know where I'm at. I'm lost.
That's why he's warping. He's lost. He's just warping gate to
You don't know where the fleet is.
You know, I was gonna switch.
Right, man.
I was getting fleet warped. I don't know what happened.
Figure out where the fleet is.
I didn't get the fleet warp. I ended up with this smelting pot 1. That's I smelting pot 1.
You know what, Drayden?
FC what do?
Drayden, maybe go back to the gate you're looking at and like.
There's nothing there. No, it's a lot less happening. No, it's a lot less interesting there.
Well, it's a lot less embarrassing for Hyper if he does that.
I know, but like
that's why I want to keep it here.
Now, Hyper's almost to 1 DQ, and it's like he's just got to make the choice of where he's going back.
I want to keep it here because honestly, I'm telling you, like the other gate, like there was an Orca came in, a stabber bumped it twice and then let it go and it warped off. That's all that's happened on my screen since this is since this whole shebang.
See, I got rused because I was getting warped. I wasn't warping myself. Somebody warped me to this place.
Whoa! The Black Hand got rused?
Yeah,
They know he's on comms with us on the show, so they have to give him a hard time.
Is that like
as an intermission to all of the fucking really hardcore shit we've been talking about tonight in the middle of all this like warping and like killing things, player ads for the Invasion World Tour Live events are something you guys should all think about. This is not something I would normally throw up until like a couple weeks before, but
they throw up all the time.
They threw it out today. CCP Dopamine threw it out today, and the fact of the matter is like, look, it's not like you're just going to be able to throw a fucking like ad up for your corp or your alliance or whatever during the alliance tournament because of tilde reasons.
It's too soon, man. It's too soon.
I know. It's too fucking soon. But like, so anyways, across all these, look, if you want to sit there and throw a fucking Facebook up ad like during the Russian Fan Fest, which would really be fucking counterplay for those of you who are Americans.
Okay. No, it wouldn't work very well since they use VPN, not Facebook.
Here's Shooter McLoads.
Whatever, it'll just get there because like you're using ISK and shit, but whatever.
Hold on,
like, you can do that and like put your fucking Campbell Empire ad
saying stuff.
Well, hold on, I'll do a shot, but I want to say like Shooter McLoads is on the perimeter gate in Jeddah in an epithal.
Will somebody kill him, please?
If someone ganks him and kills him, I'll give you like 200 million ISK.
200
billion? Whoever gets the fucking
200 million. Like I mean, it's an epithal. Hold on.
Shooter, not Scooter. Not Scooter.
Shooter McLoads.
Scooter.
Shooter McLoads, not Scooter McCabe. Shooter McLoads. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to give a ton of money.
The last name of McLoads, just kill him and they'll give you 200 million.
I'm not giving a ton of money, but
I'll give you 200.
No, I'm saying I'm not giving a ton of money, but it's an epithal. You could kill it in a tornado, probably. That's like 80 million. I'll give you 250 million. Like, go blow him up.
Oh, now you went to 200.
Sorry, here's a shot. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be. You know, hey, like, I'll be like, dude, I don't up like shots and 300 million ISK for Shooter McLoads.
Oh, is that 300
That being
billion?
said, if you have an alliance that wants to fucking advertise in something, or a corporation that sits there and says, "Hey, we're trying to be big ballers and shit," it's like, look. All of those really cool fucking ads that would have happened during the Alliance Tournament, not gonna fucking happen this year. So therefore, you can put up your own really cool fucking ad about how to attract players to your organization during the World Invasion Tour of EVE Online. I would highly recommend
you put the link
Toronto.
Put the link in Twitch. For them to, yeah. Oh, I didn't see it. Put it again.
What are they going to talk about in the World Tour? Like, they're going to show up, there'll be
there it is again.
So my impression is that it's like FanFest or like Vegas, where they have normal announcements just at all these individual player meets. So instead of 2 big sort of EVE meets, it's now 8, like 8 little ones. Except I don't know how you can call Vegas little, because I think it's just as big as FanFest.
It's totally just as big. And so is fucking EVE Down Under, and so is EVE Amsterdam. Like, honestly, it's only like half of them, right?
But, I mean, but what CCP is doing,
except for the thing at that guy's house that we're all fucking coming to, Sweden, motherfucker.
That's an experiment. That's an experiment that can either go really good.
Yeah,
or really
we're totally
bad.
ramming the shit
but the
down
thing
your
is
fucking town that night.
But the thing that I've understood is that like a lot of these events were like kind of like one-day events, like, hey, show up at this area and just kind of all hang out for a while. So now it's like multiple days where like CCP can go and put on presentations, where they can live stream events, where they have like, I don't know, a pub crawl or something. So that was my impression.
I would like to say thank you to all of my Karma Fleet friends who are watching Hyper and I be taken hostage by Dirk in the chat.
I also hold on.
Sopaseki spotted.
This should be Open Tacos.
Open Taco Squad.
I also want to say Starstorm. I gave out the bounty on Shooter. He literally came up in like an or some little small frigate, and he tried to kill him, and he died to Concord.
I swear to God,
and then he got potted.
Right now, go get my Gila and run.
And then he got potted. You know
what? Why is nobody running the Guardians Gila site in Jeddah?
You know what? Starstorm, you were under-equipped, but your initiative, I'm giving you money.
Because
it sucks, because Guardians Gal was a big flop.
The pronoun is bad? Are you telling me the pronoun is bad?
That's me repping CCP again.
They is fucking bad?
That's going to be a meme, isn't it, Brisk?
Do they know how bad? Oh, wait, Brisk left.
I need booze, and yes, they know it sucks.
They know? Alright.
They know it sucks.
I need booze. What do you got there,
They know it sucks.
Like,
honestly.
But
are they willing to admit?
Going with Eagle Rare tonight, because I'm in a rare mood, because I'm fucking tired.
He's fucking
rare. Some random TCP message
Karma Fleet
saying, I endorse this message.
All that being said, what the fuck webpage am I on? Holy shit!
Pornhub,
boobs, bro.
It's probably Pornhub, Dirk.
It's not fucking Pornhub, but she did have
Sharon's
boobs.
caring.
All right, I gave Star Stores 50 million for trying.
Security update. We called that, right? Security update. Hey, by the way, motherfuckers, they banned a bunch of other fucking people during this fucking time, and then they also killed alphas. We already dealt with that, right?
They didn't kill alphas. Jesus Christ, you hyperbolic punt pain ass.
Where'd you go?
I'm sorry. They shit on alphas who are the ones who are willing to graduate to the next stage.
I'm sorry, but look, they have expanded the number of ship types and modules that alphas can use since they created them. This is the first time they put something back behind the paywall. So quit bitching.
Hold on.
But it's a moot point. It's a moot point.
And I am gonna throw out there what he's about ready to say, which is why you're fronting for them. Okay. When you say put something back behind the paywall, what you mean is take from them.
What I mean is they put something back behind the paywall.
So you took something from them that you had given.
These guys have been given things.
You nerfed them
over and over and over again, and this was taken because people want us to do want CCP to do something about bots. I said us thinking about I hear that from you guys all the time. Do something about bots.
Not about law-abiding.
And now you're bitching about that, Dirk. This is what drives me crazy. You can't fucking stop bitching for 5 seconds when they do anything. And then you expect these guys to tell you more of the shit they're going to do so you can bitch about that. I mean, it's a self-fulfilling fucking prophecy. And nobody...
The self-fulfilling fucking prophecy is not whether or not I fucking bitch about it.
Why would they tell you anything knowing that no matter what they say, you guys are just going to bitch? Why would they just shut the fuck up and not say anything?
So then don't say anything. And then when they put out a fucking dev blog, which is them fucking saying something, we can actually fucking read it and find that, you know what? You took back what you gave before because you can't control fucking botting even in distribution missions.
Whoa. Okay, so I gotta break this up because thanks to you guys, I missed out on a
thanks
19 billion isk share on Kill.
Oh,
thanks,
son
guys.
of a bitch.
Yeah, now you're Kill song sniper.
That's what I get listening to you guys. He even had
I could be on Bernjita right now instead of arguing shit with Dirk.
Exactly.
That's what's happening.
Hold on. Brisk, you can't honestly believe that the whole fucking idea of when you sit there and take away, like, this is literally the assault weapon of, like, lawful gun owners kind of story.
Oh my fucking god. Is there a Second Amendment right to level 4 missions?
No, I'm not saying that there's a fucking, like, constitutional right to being able to run things or anything like that. But honestly, when you take anything away from other people out there because criminals are fucking doing the bad thing, and therefore you take it away from lawful runners of level 4 and level 5 missions?
Every fucking day. Where the hell are you at? We just increased the smoking age in Virginia from 18 to 21. Go bitch about that.
Fucking botters. Smoking in Virginia. Damn
botters. So I have an important question from Karma Fleet to you, Rain. What is your favorite taco?
Is it pink?
It's gotta be fish.
Like hard shell versus soft shell, like type.
Like this is gonna be a very big important question because all of Karma Fleet is watching.
Okay, hi Karma Fleet. I miss being with you guys, by the way. I ratted in Karma Fleet, but no, I like hard shell tacos. So you do the meat, cheese, lettuce, and then you have black olives, but you don't really put them on the taco. You just eat them separate.
You
just eat them separate though. Because I fucking love black olives.
I'm not an olive fan, but Taco Supreme, as long as it's Supreme, that means it has sour cream. There you go.
I don't know
I'm
if that's
iffy about sour cream. Like, I like sour cream on, like, enchiladas, but not really like tacos.
They're glad that you're no longer in Karma Fleet.
I really hate olives, which is weird because my wife is Greek, so we have a lot of olives in the house. But
what is the taco preferred in Karma Fleet? What's the consensus there?
Street tacos by far. Carne asada.
Street tacos?
Carne asada's good. I like.
Just pick them up. Street, like what?
I had some steak tacos today.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that hurts, Rain. And it hurts everybody in Taco Squad. You know, not part of it. But street tacos are like the prime. You get from down in Mexico. You get the nice little carne asada, chopped meat. You get a little bit of pico de gallo, some cheese, a lightly warmed corn tortilla. And mwah.
I would like to thank Hyper for bringing up tacos because this is the nicest we've been to each other all night.
Pico de Gallo is fancy.
Brisk, the only one that's been aggressive is you, bro. You just been really.
I can't help it.
You're just so moody after CSM.
Wait, so
when I have been traveling,
Brisk just came back from CSM Senorita up there, and like he's just like not willing to fucking make her look like a whore.
I'm tired, and I've literally been home for 2 hours, but I'm still on the show. I get extremely triggered when you guys start talking like a bunch of window-licking retards. And
look, nobody forced
you. Really, Brisk, is that what you thought before you went to Iceland the first time?
Yes.
That was.
No, it wasn't what I thought. But you guys are.
No, I'm giving it. I just got back.
We just don't get it, right, Brisk? We just don't understand.
It's not even that you don't understand. It's that I know, Dirk. I know for a fact that you don't give a rat fuck about those alphas getting the level 4 missions put behind them. You just want to trigger me.
That's not true, because I got a whole bunch of motherfucking alphas behind me that are sitting there going, why can't I log in instead of you, Dirk?
Dirk is the
but Dirk, you can only log in one alpha at a time. You can log in as many Omegas as you want. So just Omega them up.
This is the whole fucking thing. And I don't want to get into the fucking slippery slope kind of fucking argument and shit like that, but I'll tell you right now, when the fucking itch scratches up on Brisk's balls, he'll actually fucking be there and defend it. But when I was not there for the fucking alpha, I was not there for the level 4 fucking mission, and I said nothing.
Yeah,
and you
first
know what?
they came
a few
for the level
fucking
4s,
instances from now, Brisk will be there going, but what about me?
And then they came for the Havens.
And then they came for the Havens. Exactly.
And then they came for the Rourke.
The fact of the matter is, if you can't fucking break the back of fucking botting without actually going after fucking alphas, you're not doing your fucking job.
Dirk, everybody has been saying that there needs to be a very strong approach towards dealing with botting. Okay?
No, but not down to the last motherfucker that actually walks across the fucking border.
So just shut down the servers. No more bots. Done.
No, well, I mean that exactly. Sounds like what Dirk's advocating for.
No. Is that where you're willing to go to make sure that not one more botter can come across and make an angel wife?
We'll build a wall. We'll build a wall and have the botters pay for it.
Like seriously, like to what level are you willing to go to make sure never again in Eve will this happen?
Dirk, the point is that they're trying to take steps that are reasonable.
But I think they are.
That makes sense. Fine. And I totally fucking agree. If they're distribution missions, if they're distribution missions, then fuck distribution.
It's really not going to have a huge impact on anybody. And at the same time, provides another incentive for people to Omega their accounts. So why not?
Speech roll. So off the soapbox. What I'm saying is, they're not doing enough. If you're getting,
I'm not saying they are, but the point is that when they're trying to do stuff, and these guys are bitching about every little thing that they do. I mean, come on.
Hold on. You want to sit there and say we're all bitching about everything they do? How about like doing too fucking much and being a fucking white knight for everything they do?
I'm not. I'm simply saying that I don't have a problem with it.
Fucking street. How much fucking how much do you want to combat climate change? How about that shit? It's like it all comes down to fucking like resources put to all these things. You don't fuck with everything down to the last goddamn iota.
That's not
just because you can.
What they're doing.
Because you created what he's driving to point at, Brisk, is it's a reactive response. It's not a
I agree with that 100%. It's absolutely reactive.
If their answer is to nerf level 4 behavior because they feel like that's where the optimal is, then there's a number of strategies you can put in place to stop botters. Number one is you can hire more fucking security people. That's number one. Like that's your first point. This is an automation problem. This isn't a manual labor problem. These two poor bastards that are doing all of the security audits and all the data analysts and all the queries and so forth. I would hate to be them right now because they're under siege. They're under a lot of pressure to deliver. They need more help. They need an outside influence. They need more people coming to the company and doing the work. If you're making tens of millions of dollars
wait, can you clarify? Because you're saying it's not a manual, like they lack automation, but then they need more manual people. So what is it? Do they need more automation or do they need more
engineers? Right now.
So they don't need more security guys. They need more engineers, like devs or whatever.
Mossy, are you an automation engineer?
Yes.
You want to go toe-to-toe with me on that? Are you trying to create a job for yourself?
No. I've never moved to Iceland or London, so the answer's no. And I've worked for enough corporations. I'm a director of my own company.
The point is that I don't argue. I'm not arguing with you about that they need to do more and that they need more staff and that maybe they need to do automation. But my point is that they're trying to take a holistic approach and do a lot of different things, including changing game mechanics.
That's the mother pie statement.
Going after all this other kind of stuff.
That's a great PR moment. That's a great statement that you'd make if you were at CCP. But CCP
I'm not. I'm telling you what they're doing. I'm telling you what they've already announced that they're doing. The whole point with the level 4 missions is to do more than simply just go after individuals, but also make it harder for people to even try to do this stuff. That's
yeah, but Briss, you get told what you need to know, not what you should know. So they'll put you on the out depending on what message they want to deliver to you. So you don't know the full story. You may get backstage past a certain point, but you don't penetrate to the
You don't penetrate.
You said that's what bar sessions are for.
You don't fucking penetrate.
That's what bar sessions are for.
Penetrate enough.
So what? What? I mean, I don't. What do I need to have Hilmar's view and information?
What if you're gonna speak for him? Yeah.
I'm not speaking for him. I'm telling you that I agree with the fact that they put the level 4s and 5s behind the paywall. Yeah, you can, because
if I hear he's speaking for more fucking time.
So Blastum has just informed us that his father passed away. So I want to do a shot to Blastum, who was and still kind of is like an open com. He's still an open comms member, but he's like retired from EVE.
Integral part of the show.
He's actually retired.
Alumni, full member.
Yeah.
He's like, but it won't go.
Lifetime membership.
Whether or not you fucking fade away, as long as you're still fucking alive, you're part of fucking open comms. That's how it fucking works.
It's lifetime membership, but yeah, Blastum. Sorry, man, about your
shots for Blastum.
Full fucking shot. Not even that half shit I was doing.
Yeah, he's going to Toronto too, right?
Fuck Brisk.
Hey.
Whoa.
I mean, like generally,
like
just
10 seconds.
I'll see you in Vegas, Dirk.
You'll see me in Toronto. You'll see me in Toronto.
I don't know where the fuck you're gonna be.
Let me say this one, Briss.
Generally,
I value what you do, Briss. I actually voted for you as well as Sword.
So I appreciate that.
So I do validate what you're doing. What I have a concern with is the mediation.
You vote for Sword first?
I did actually.
Well, yeah, obviously he's in darkness.
Well, hey, and I'm also friends with him outside Eve, but yeah.
I know. Which I teased you about and you got upset with me for.
No, I didn't. I was like, I'll buy you lunch.
Well, get over here and buy me fucking lunch. I'm hungry.
I should get.
I'll buy you a lap dance, Brisk.
I don't need a lap dance. I'm married, but I will take lunch. Look, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to white knight the company, and I'm not trying to make excuses for what they're doing. My point is, so far, I know they need to do more. I want them to do more, but I don't have a problem with the level 4 thing that Dirk is freaking out about.
No.
I like where your head's at.
I'm not freaking
You didn't want the lap dance, but you wanted lunch.
Honestly,
I could appreciate
deep down, I could not give a fuck about alphas.
Which is exactly why I think you're full of shit every time you say, "Oh, they're taking shit away."
I could not give a fuck about people that skill inject because I don't believe in any of you broke ass motherfuckers, okay, who did that kind of shit. You fucking juicing bitches or you poor ass like free to play motherfuckers. Like I don't give a shit.
Now I do care about alphas. Even though they can't vote for me, I care about them because they play the game. And I would rather listen to an alpha player complain about something than one of these dumbasses on the forums who says, "I quit the game, but I'm still here bitching."
I do recognize the fact that we have constructed a place for all this stuff to exist, and therefore, if we have constructed it, I feel that you should actually hold to the views that you had before. Look, I have always had my views. I will hang to those fucking views, all right? As long as they correspond to, like, the way the Constitution has been written in the fucking past and, like, you know, whatever. Okay?
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about right
now. I think we should take a break.
Brisk, I'm going to tell you right now, you roll with the fucking flow. And I give you fucking credit for that. And you will always roll with the fucking flow because you're a fucking lobbyist. Okay? But still... In this case, you actually sit there and say things that I know you didn't believe before, but now you believe.
All right, Brisk, I want to ask you a question. If you were, hypothetically, if you were to leak every single thing you were told from the CSM Summit right now, is there anything that you would say that you think none of us would believe? Like, you would say it, and it'd be 100% true, but we'd all be like, Brisk, you're a fucking liar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, God, what is it?
God!
We need this.
I can't tell you.
You gotta leak it now. You gotta
need it.
Actually, you could tell Rain because she's on an NDA too. So.
No,
I'm under like a really obscure, weird NDA. Because like I was on the AT, so my NDA applies to the Alliance tournament, but I was on the AT kind of when CSM Summit was starting. So CCP was like, anything you hear about CSM, you can't say. So I'm like kind of like fucked. So.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand. Actually, one thing I don't understand is the NDA thing. That they hold us quite tightly, and I'm thinking to myself, who's your fucking competitor?
It's not. So
Ultima
the thing is,
competitors,
it's not competitors,
not...
right? It's about anything that could affect their investors' financial statements, or anything that could affect the game. So if I say, hey guys, right? So if I could say, hey guys, Rorquals are being buffed, then people could go out and invest in Rorquals.
Rorquals are getting buffed.
Jesus Christ! But like that's what happened, right? That's what happened, right? Like the Rorqual buff was leaked, and people invested in the market. They sold a bunch of shit, so that's how CCP knew it was leaked. Or vice versa. If I say, hey guys, something's getting nerfed, like Rorquals are getting nerfed, then everyone starts selling off.
15 seconds.
People start selling off like the Rorquals and start investing in shit like Orcas and Ventures or whatever. Like that's why. That's why CCP
to Mossie's
cares.
point, I think, yeah, they don't have any competitors because the game is unique, but at the same time, they don't want any competitors because the game is unique. And
I don't
who
think
knows?
you'll get a major
all the stuff that they do, they still do a lot of cutting edge shit, a lot of stuff that nobody else is doing, and that alone, they want. I feel like the main reason for the NDA, in my opinion, is that Hilmar, when he created the CSM, wanted the developers to feel comfortable talking to at least one group of players who weren't going to rush off and blast them for anything that was being said. And I think that's really what it is. It's a security blanket so that the devs feel comfortable talking to us. That's what I think it is.
So you're the Devin Nunes of the CSM.
I'm assuming this Sharon's about to go down, I think, at some point. It's
Zoom in on that shit. I want to see
Brisk.
Well, it's getting bumped, but it's got a shitload of shield bots on it and armor bots as well. Whoa! Oh, it's trying to warp. Hold on, I gotta get the thing back on.
We have a foghorn.
Yeah, hold on.
Fuck.
It's a hold on. Let me zoom in on something else that's bumping it. The Mercurial.
So just clarification. These are probably
that's not a Mercurial. That is a Catalyst.
Bastards.
I know. I'm trying to get on the right one.
Hi, does that have a skin?
I remember my first day.
Dude, is that a skin, motherfucker? Is it?
No,
don't kill skin, motherfucker.
The Nestor won't shoot it. That'll be good.
Fuck, I said rupture.
Okay, there we go. Well, I'll keep it on the Nestor because the Nestor won't shoot it.
Don't be killing things based on their skin, people.
So this is something
that's a hate crime. That's
right.
Crime
okay, so hold on. This
is a hate crime in life.
Hold on. This is something that Boat was saying previously. Like this is something that people.
I just wanted to throw that PSA out there.
Wait, real quick. This is something that people have been doing. I don't know how. I haven't watched enough to see if this works or not. If it actually is saving people, but there are people. There was orcas and stuff before that you would get a bunch of what's the Tech 1 cruiser like repping ship, the Osprey. Well, yeah, the Scythe is one, but like the Osprey, people are taking Ospreys and Augurs and stuff like that, and they're trying to rep the ships that they know are about to get ganked to try and save them.
There are more role players during this event.
So
we
now hold on.
Role players one night.
No, we don't.
One night on
Yvonne, talk about
one night on Open Comms, we have to talk about role players when we're not drunk.
Can we bring in Baleful? She's such a nice person.
Yeah. Well, we can't.
I'm saying like really cool people.
Now that being said,
give me a taco, please.
Most of the repping drones. Most of the repping.
Tacoing is not fucking role playing, Briss. Stop it.
Hold on. The repping
playing as a Mexican.
Okay. They will still die.
Stop
Okay.
It.
I was saying.
Stop it.
Well, wait.
2 minutes, guys.
Hold on.
Stop it.
Real quick.
Nope.
I don't know what the repping capabilities are compared to the damage, but what Sitharian is saying.
You can't taco rep a fucking ship.
The only thing you do is lodging. You don't know this stuff. I thought you were an expert.
Well, what I'm saying is that I don't do high sec protection, man. I don't know if
you can't taco rip a ship, Drake. It's not gonna fucking happen. The shell fucking cracks.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it depends.
Ortega's been trying to do this shit for years. They can't do it.
I do play Logi, but the thing is, I don't know what the burst capability of a full fleet of catalysts are compared to the repping capabilities.
Can we all just give shout-outs? Can we all just give shout-outs to Ortega?
No.
Season 2 of Altered Carbon coming out. Game of Thrones in 2 months.
Well,
I was watching
what about,
some other.
Looks like the Sharon got away. I'm gonna go to the other gate.
Already. Do you want to do another one?
I missed it.
Why is Liz getting on me pre-show?
What? We only have the best Eve players here.
Okay. The freighter got away. Come on, goons! You're letting shit get away. What is this?
I don't know.
Are we doing shots? Did I miss it?
Yeah, we'll do a shot. Why did that freighter get away? There's no reason that shit should have escaped.
Shots.
Like, if the cargo hold was empty, don't matter. I remember back in the day when goons would when I was in goons, we'd gank empty freighters and not give a fuck if we lost our whole fleet and made
gank empty freighters all the time.
Then why did this Sharon live?
Because
got lucky.
It paid tribute.
It was getting bumped. The only way it lived is if you let it go. There's no way that it escapes if you actually actively are trying to kill it.
Nope. Why you say that? We just killed a 2 billionist freighter.
You're a 2 billionist freighter.
Well, I was
You're
say,
a 3 billionist freighter.
I was gonna say, why didn't you have me switch over? But I was not at my desk. But get on the right. Oh, okay. I was on the right gate.
You know what, Drayden?
And they moved
While
it.
you were watching that bullshit, they killed a bunch of shit that we should have saw. Should have saw.
Should have saw it.
Should have saw it.
We should have saw it.
Locals get into your crazy.
Should have saw it now. Okay, it's like, why don't you care about the viewers, the people that are out there fucking watching?
Yeah, why?
The people watching the show do not give a fuck.
They're not fucking Canadians. Canadians don't have the same.
Well, they probably didn't kill it in Gita. They probably killed it in
totally different time zone up here.
Totally fucking different time zone. Bunch of fucking.
It's all off by half an hour.
Live up there.
Adjust your watches, people.
Yeah. Rah.
None of these people out there in fucking Twitch chat are fucking Canadians. You know what? Right now, honestly.
Wait, Code Gang Zarbox?
I honestly want to know. Please don't tell me you're not. But either throw up a fucking MAGA or a.
Jalen said that Jason Cushion from Code just
Gang
Zarbox. That's
not
badass.
MAGA.
Jason just what?
Code just ganked Zarbox. I like that.
Nice.
What was it, Jason?
That's worth it. Like, freaking out?
Or other fucking zealots in the cult? Because that matters. Like, it actually does matter. I mean, like, for all you people who think it doesn't matter.
Well, 1 minute overtime. Shots for the end of the show.
Oh, I just did one. I'll do another one. You know,
all that being said,
from the bottom. I don't have a nip,
but straight up 1 liter fucking bottle of Tito's, because you know what? This is what all you bitches deserve, is to have a
Dirk always has the nip. I don't.
All right, guys. If any of you
with your
are actually
pinky up with a goddamn pour spout on it, man the fuck up.
I can pinky up. I got no pour spout. But
if any of you guys are still actually watching this autistic excuse for a show,
it's
please follow us to Drayden's channel now, because we have to get
shit
off.
Talk autism.
So INN can.
Yeah.
Actually, I really shouldn't. I fully apologize.
You're gonna want to go there because
Dirk.
To autistic.
You're gonna want
to.
Whoa! What was that? I think Dirk just.
Stop being a bunch of bitches on Twitches, motherfucker.
I think Dirk is down and out in like 20 minutes is my guess.
Literally not fucking down and out. I'm straight up motherfucking Dirk.
Yeah.
I will fucking hang with you in any city in fucking America or the southern part of Canada.
We'll be moving to my channel.
We have a fucking Yellowstone, Canada.
Yellowknife.
There, motherfucker.
No, it's Yellowstone. Yellowknife is Yukon.
Not Yellowstone. I'm sorry. My bad. Look, I'm gonna apologize. I'm not fucking like that guy that won't apologize. Yellowknife, I swear to fucking God, if we don't have a fucking Eve Yellowknife at some point, that would be so fucking badass.
You don't want that.
And for all you people out there that think that Brisk is so fucking cool because his hair is fucking combed over and shit, it's like whatever.
You still have
sucking the dick of Reykjavik. Sucking the dick of Reykjavik.
Okay, so
are you still gonna vote for me?
I will. I'll vote for you, Brisk.
You can find a way to get new features for in-game players.
Stop repping CCP, and he will.
Mike has Riot 2020, bitches.
Okay, we're gonna move to my channel, McLeod. Thank you for he put a thing up. Scroll up. There's a link there if you want to go to it. We're gonna continue us there. If you want to watch my awesome, terrible camera work in this game, and then
USF commish, relax, bro,
and all this stuff. Anyway, we're out here on the main channel.
Country out.
I love the music. Okay. Anyway.
Later.
We can't do that shooting. Bye. Later, bitches. Later, bitches.
That being said, we're off.